Natty 1, Campaign 1, Episode 1, Take 1.
Oh my god.
Alright, everyone, welcome to the first episode and first campaign of Natty 1.
You!
Here we are.
How'd you do it?
With the old Dungeons and Drongos. Yeah, mate. So,
Anyway.
anyway.
Drongo Master?
Yeah, that's right, Dungeon Mate. So, here we are. We're ready to go, and we just thank you guys so much for tuning in, subscribing, all that sort of stuff, that sort of thing. Yep, Jason's already camera shy. Yeah. Yeah, good.
No, I'm looking at the Drongo
All right,
Master.
all right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, regardless, we just want to say a quick thank you to some people who did some shit for our show, which is great. So, Jason, would you like to take the floor?
Okay. Guys, our very first video, and we're so excited to say a big thank you to our very first channel sponsor for this video.
Me.
Thank you, Matt.
It is not Matt. Feast your eyes on these lovely backdrops that I'm covering with my head. These were provided to us by a very good friend of ours, David from Hatchink.
Yes.
Yeah. This guy's worked on set designs for movies like Thor Ragnarok, Pirates of the Caribbean, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. Now, we're meant to have both of them framed and ready by this session, but someone stuffed up by ordering one instead of two of them. Lucky Hatchink are so absolutely amazing at massive high quality prints, and their customer service are second to none. And they were able to get the second one right here in the nick of time.
I'm Nick.
You are.
Not of time.
Make sure you check out their socials
Not
in the
yet.
description below. If you ever need anything printed, from backdrops to wall decals in your rooms, be sure to check out Hatchink.
Hatchink. Beautiful. All right. Well, before we get into things, maybe it might be a good idea to let let's let the story play out, and people at home can figure out what you guys are. It's like a little fun game.
Freak we are.
You can make a D&D bingo at home. It'd be great. All right.
Do you want these or should I keep these?
What are they?
The coins.
You're a coin.
Is that a brand?
All right.
D20.
Well, anyway, guys,
It's a D20.
I think let's just get into it, shall we? Character goggles on, and let's get into the first episode of
We're in your home.
the Shire campaign in Natty
We're in the
1.
studio.
Studio.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
We're in the...
All right,
Stephen, don't leave it out. That's my breed.
let's dive in, guys. It's time to start. So, heroes are a funny thing. We talk about the valiant and stoic profiles they hold, but sometimes we forget the journey and the story to reach their defining moment. We go about doing it is what we do, following our own ethics and morals and hoping it might benefit us, and in the meanwhile benefit others. We might be altruistic, we might be selfish, and that is what defines and makes us happy. Our personal quest for happiness can lead to the definition of a hero. Even though we seem like the smallest cog in a complex mechanism, we stand out, and when the time comes, we play our role. There have been many heroes through the ages of Shyath, and especially in Drenithor, and peace can only last for so long until something or someone comes to claim its happiness in its own selfish right and become the villain. Selfishness is inevitable, but the journey defines how we deal with it. Thus, this brings us to the story of the defining moments of the true heroes. It seems like an innocent time and small mundane events, but these all lead to the true avatar of a hero, or so ancient scholars and philosophers say. We come to the small road. It's been about maybe 2 days' journey, as you guys have just left Astor. And Marcus and Sheth, you've been walking along this road. You've met each other about 2 weeks ago, and from what you guys have met of each other, you seem to be on the same path. It's a beautiful day, as it is, within this cycle that we're in, and the season of blessing. And as you continue along the road, you can see that the traffic along this road at the moment is quite heavy for a normal road. People going towards your destination, which is Feldenbrook. So, what are you guys doing?
Well, just as we normally do, make our way. We have a task to get to Feldenbrook, I believe. So, shall we just get going?
Yes, I'm not very comfortable around so many people. So maybe we can get going as soon as possible.
Fine, that's fine.
As you're sort of walking, you notice that you both are getting sort of some looks from people going past. Many sort of traders, merchants going by sort of in wagons with their wares. You see a lot of sort of supply carts being pulled by all manners of beasts, some horse, some ox, lots of different things. They all sort of look at you funny. They sort of especially look at you being a dragonborn, Marcus, with your electric sort of blue scales. But once again, sort of not sporting the normal dragonborn look, as some that are seen are usually known to have horns and lots of tendrils coming out of their sort of head, but you being quite different. They sort of look you up and down, and sort of as you make eye contact, they sort of gaze away, trying to pretend that they're not looking at you. Also for you, Chef, you know, they sort of look at you and it's almost like you can sense that they feel somehow inferior to you as you walk along quite confidently. So you continue to walk for a little while, and as you sort of see this path continues and it sort of comes over the horizon, and as it comes down towards a hill, you see the city of Feldenbrook before you. Feldenbrook is quite a large town within Drenithor. It's a very, very beautiful town with a high mixture of elven and human architecture. You can sort of see the crystal sea out towards the western side, and you see the dock is also busy with lots of ships coming to and from, obviously delivering supplies. You know that the Festival of Gifts is currently about to partake and make its way within Feldenbrook.
Did you say gifts?
Gifts.
Okay, good.
We're not doing gifts.
Whoa.
Yeah, like the spacefaring hippos.
I meant like mildly moving pictures. Just
Oh, no, I was talking about like the D&D race gifts, which are literally spacefaring hippos.
Wow.
So that would be okay with.
And the Brook was like, oh.
So as you continue down, you notice as well, like sort of on the eastern wall of Feldenbrook, there is quite a large campground being set up, lots of tents being erected, different campfires and like other sort of...
Wow.
What just happened?
The first possible chance of any sort of sexual innuendo when Michael loses it.
She's going already.
You can see sort of a makeshift stable there. You can see sort of a makeshift cook tent, that sort of thing. And even as you're starting to walk, and now the walls are actually, you can see above as they sort of sit about maybe 20 foot high.
Whoa.
They're not big walls, and this isn't a big town, but you know, it's just sort of like, wow, the smell of just, you know, typical camp food sort of wafts through the air. You are stopped by the two guards, and they sort of look at you a bit cautiously at the gate. Whereabouts do you hail from?
Well, I'm originally from Gardendale.
Oh, yeah, my brother lives there. Very well.
Lovely.
Yes. Do you love Ormers?
Pardon?
Ormers? Yes? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Ormer. Oh, she's my sister. She owns quite a nice bakery there.
Oh.
Everyone knows Ormers.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. She just opened it up, so you'll have to go back there someday and try it.
Gotcha. Got him.
One of them. You sort of see.
Oh, little bro.
The other guard sort of looks towards you. He's quite sort of almost in awe at you. Don't see many dragonborn around here.
Well, I'm not from around here.
No, obviously not. He sort of looks at your vestments.
Shut him up,
Alright, well, welcome to our town. Behave yourselves, or
Of course.
the law comes down fast in this city. So I hope that you watch yourselves. And they sort of like, obviously, bring their spears up and obviously let you through the gate. And as you sort of enter into Feldenbrook, you notice that this town, you've come from Gardendale, which is pretty much a holy city towards Akaram, who is the Earth Father. This town almost makes Gardendale look quite terrible in its amount of flowers and just nature and natural life within the city. You see sort of planters full of flowers and vines seem to creep up all the architecture along this main street. Just laughter and fun fills the air. There's even twirlers in the city already starting, and the festival hasn't even started yet. People trying to peddle their wares and sell different things, different variety of pastries, even just jerkies, lots of things. The town is in a bustle at the moment as you continue to walk down the street, and it's quite overwhelming for someone like you, Marcus. Yeah. And you're just sort of like, whatever. So, what are you guys doing?
Noticed you've enjoyed eating the different beef jerkies. I know this is probably difficult for you being, as you said before we came to town, it's difficult being around a lot of people.
It's Never thought I'd say this, but I'm very quickly starting to miss the monastery.
Well, it might be just a case of just trying to focus on the two of us travelling together at the time. But anyway, I've noticed you've had a bit of a fancy towards some of the dried meats, so do you want to try something?
Quite hungry after the long walk, so if we can find somewhere, perhaps an inn or something that would serve some food.
Well, I guess we'll go and look for somewhere to have some lunch. Is it lunchtime?
Yeah, so it's probably like early afternoon at this point, maybe like 1 or 2 p.m.
Yeah,
at this
so
point.
we've sort of gone past lunch and...
So it's sort of high sun at the moment, where it's almost in the middle of the air.
Somewhere for
High
foods.
noon.
Somewhere
Indeed.
for foods.
Somewhere for food. So pretty much you could find some sort of establishment quite easily within Feldenbrook, but also there's lots of stalls with different vendors selling different foods.
Did you want to sit somewhere? Or did you want to?
Does anything catch my fancy in the air with the smell?
Roll perception. First roll of the night for food!
91. Which one do I use? I'm going to use the odd one. That's cocked.
1.
Natural 20.
Wow, good first roll of the
not a
night.
success.
Well,
That's not a success in our campaign.
That's the opposite. No, we're not doing that.
Alright. Sorry, Hatchink. Refund, please.
Changing the name.
Alright, well, sure enough, you've got quite a honed nose when it comes to food. Especially since you haven't eaten for a while. And your nostrils, you almost sort of like floating like a cartoon sort of takes you towards a stall.
Goofy or Scooby?
And this stall is like, it seems like a filo pastry wrapped, and there's like cheese and meat that you can sort of smell. This thing looks plump. And there's just a really friendly looking halfling woman standing behind her cart. She looks at you and says, "You look famished. Fancy something?"
Well, my good friend Marcus here is quite infatuated with the scent of what you're cooking.
Most people are.
What is it?
Well, it's pastry. She sort of points to it, and it's like, as she touches it, it just crumbles. And then as it does, you sort of see like a little bit of liquid cheese come out.
How much is it?
5 copper pieces for one.
I hand her 10 copper pieces and have 2.
She takes it. Thank you very much. And she gives you 2. Sort of like in these like beautiful looking cardboard wrappers. And for you, sir?
I'll take 1, but have you got anything sweet?
Of course. And she sort of pulls out like these fresh looking donuts. Just out the oven.
I'll take 1 of each, please.
Beautiful. That'll be 7 copper pieces, please.
7.
Yes.
Excellent.
Beautiful. So she takes your copper pieces and she pockets it, says, "Thank you and have a blessed time in the festival, and may Akoram and Josiah watch over you."
Gorman who?
Josiah.
Oh, right.
So as you guys might know, you probably would, this is the Festival of Gifts, which is one of the predominant festivals within the blessing season. So the blessing season being obviously a season of almost perfect weather. It's never too hot, never too cold. This is the time when generally crops are reaped and taken in, abundance is shown. At this point, this festival in particular, the Festival of Gifts, commemorates the creator gods, which is Akoram, the Earth Father, and Josiah, the Life Giver. Both these deities are pretty much responsible for this season, so is the belief, and thanks is given accordingly. Many flower in these garden shrines, which you can see all around you, are created in their stead, as well as all these festivals which revere them. And food is one of the main things, because obviously food is given, so therefore food is shared and blessed. Which you would both know, being
Okay, I was about to ask.
people. All right, cool.
Absolutely.
So once again, as you're sort of leaving, Marcus and Sheth, you would both notice you sort of see like a young girl sort of looking up towards the food stall that you've just walked away from, and she looks, a little bit impoverished. She doesn't look like she's got much, and she's sort of looking a bit sadly towards the cart.
Having 2 of them that I bought, I literally just walk over. I look down at her. So, what race is she?
She's just a human child.
I kneel down to her level. Would you like one?
She sort of looks at you cautiously. For what? What do you want me to do?
I come over your shoulder. We don't want anything.
Just want you to be happy.
Carefully, she puts her hands out. She grabs this pastry. She looks at it, and she sort of looks at you and says, and like you just sort of see shyness overcome her face, and she just sort of like nods, like you can almost tell that she's trying to say thank you, but she's like almost choking up with tears, and she sort of runs off into an alley.
Make sure you're not lactose intolerant. It's got cheese in it.
Awesome.
She doesn't look like she would care too much.
All right, so she's gone within the crowd, because the crowd, like at this point, it's probably about maybe a week until the festival actually starts, but this festival attracts people from all over the Shire, even from Zereth, the other continent, over across the Big Sea. So, yeah.
This is my food, I mean.
Is it good?
It's good.
You're really
Is
good.
it all
You're
cheesy
really
and
good at
pastry?
role playing.
I didn't quite, it doesn't quite look cheesy, but it's close.
Just pretend it is.
That's okay.
All right, so you guys are along the main street at the moment, and this main street basically leads into the big market square within Feldenbrook. So Feldenbrook is more or less 4 quarters. There's an arcane quarter, a trades quarter, sort of an aristocratic quarter, and then like a housing quarter. It's a very, very simple, well-made city. And then past all that is the dock area, which the dock area is quite a flourishing spot. It's most other towns that have docks, they're normally dark and dank places where sort of less than desirable characters congregate, but this place actually has more than desirable people congregating there, and it has a lot of manors and chateaus just by the sea. So what are you guys doing?
Lean into Chef. So, something we didn't have in the monastery much of. Alcohol. To the tavern?
Have you tried alcohol before?
Of course.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's go to the tavern.
I didn't
Alrighty.
know you were a drunken monk, but that's okay.
Mate, I ain't no monk no more. Alright.
Alright.
Dragon, didn't you?
A drunken boy.
There are a few inns within the city.
You're welcome.
You know of one, so sort of you never actually travelled to Feldenbrook in your travels, but one inn that you have heard of just on the road and through other bounty hunters is one called the Red Juggular, which is the big inn of this town. It takes up a whole block, like it's a huge establishment, and it attracts a lot of people. It boasts over about 30 rooms within this place, which is quite big for an inn, and its drinking and sort of food area spans over 2 floors. So it's quite well known. It's owned, you've heard stories of the owners, and they're just almost like a bickering married couple. It's a Goliath and a dwarf, both men.
Goliath and a dwarf is a married couple.
Yeah, make a sitcom about that.
Oh,
You don't want him to.
that sounds like Jerry and George. Seinfeld. Except they weren't a couple.
All right. Well, I know of the Red Dwarf.
No.
The Red Juggler.
Red Juggular.
There's probably a red dwarf in there somewhere.
The Red Juggular.
If her husband's a Goliath, she's red.
Oh no, the dwarf's a guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Is the
love
difference-
is love, mate.
Is the difference tangible though?
Oh yeah.
Like,
So we're talking like,
Between a dwarf male and female.
oh,
is
well,
that
no.
like throwing a
So you
fireball
don't-
down a
We
dungeon?
don't know.
Yes, maybe, I don't know, something like that.
Me.
I didn't mean to look at you when I made that reference. I'm sorry.
All right. So, anyway,
Yeah, so we'll head to there.
How do we? Do you know the way?
Yeah. Let's go.
Do I believe it?
I walk straight down the alley where that little girl
Inside
was.
check. You know the way.
all right. As you walk down the alleyway.
No.
Take it back.
Wakanda forever.
All right. So, at this point, we're going to cut to Barrack. So
Here you are, the Obama administration.
you're sitting in a small sort of dining room in a sense. It's in an old musty house within Feldenbrook, sort of in the housing quarters, and there's maybe about 10 or 12 people within this room. You've been told about this in your travels, especially as sort of a new citizen of the Republic, that it's probably a good idea to get in with the griefer circles. So you've made your way here by invitation following another griefer that you worked with, Ja, who basically you and him hunted just a rogue cockatrice together. After that, he sort of told you to meet there during this festival because it's a great time when people come, and it's also just a good way to sort of establish yourself into the network. So here you are, and you've got drink in hand, and people are talking. You sort of feel out of place because you haven't really been in this situation with a lot of grievers together. You might have worked with 1 or 2,
Yep.
but you haven't really worked with a lot. Cool. So, what are you doing?
Well,
Never seen so many of us gathered here together. It's a bit overwhelming. Do you have any tips on what I should do?
So at this sort of point, a dwarf sort of turns towards you. This dwarf, he looks very strange. He's wearing like this spiked armor, and you just think, how is he wearing this? He has like a brown tangled beard, and you can see the ale stains within his beard, like it's just sort of bleached a little bit from how much ale has been left on his beard. He has a tabard that sort of falls quite low to the ground, and it has a sigil to Hammerfear, who you know is the forge god. Sort of looks at you and says, sometimes it's a bit tough being a grief around here, so you want all the friends you can get, really. And he holds out his hand. Name's Ron.
Barak, pleasure to meet you. I like your beard.
I like your beard. Nice and orange it is.
Yes.
Some say kissed with fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some say that.
All right. Well, oi, Jay! And he sort of like beckons towards a tiefling who's sort of talking with another couple of people. He turns around and he walks over towards you. You notice that, like, compared to Ron, who's sort of a bit darker, and even though he's friendly and his banter seems okay, Jay just looks a lot more relaxed. You look at him and his skin is sort of a dark red hue with a tinge of blue within it. One horn has been snapped off, so he's just got one horn sort of coming out of his left side. He has a bright fuzzy mane of blonde hair around him and a spear sort of strapped to his back. You can see tattoos all along his right arm, and he wears a worn brown coat that you probably think used to be something of like a noble's coat. He looks at you. Human griefer. It's not like your kind to turn to this shit path of life.
Well, it's not one I really planned to go on, that's for sure.
He like sort of hands you another drink. What got you into it?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
It's all of us really, mate. But really, what got you into it? It must have been something shit.
That's for sure. Revenge.
He looks at you. Me too. It's not a fun path to trod, but one's got to do it sometimes. So what have you been hunting lately? And you sort of, they take a seat there and just sort of sitting.
Lately I hunted a cockatrice.
Didn't get petrified, I see. It's a good thing.
Yeah. I guess any battle you come away alive from is a good thing.
Yeah.
Depending on your views.
I just came myself from a harpy infestation down south. That was a bit rough. He sort of like shows you his left arm and you can just see these gashes on his eye. Things fucking hurt when they scratch you. You sort of see Ron sort of sitting there dark, drinking his thing, not really talking. And Jay looks towards him. What about you, Ron? What have you been hunting lately? And Ron sits there going, these fucking new things that have come out to the north.
New things?
Yeah. These things are terrifying. I've never actually felt fear until I've come across one of these things before.
Agree with feeling fear.
Strange fey-like creatures.
Fey-like.
They've got strange tattoos that come from their eyes down. It looks like they're crying. Really strange. Never seen anything like them before. We've sort of coined them as weepers.
Have you figured out a way to kill them yet?
With a fucking blade. They still fall. But these things have strange powers. And they're angry. But angry for just despair. Their screams sound full of despair. Haunting.
There's something I'm used to.
Aren't we all? Well, anyway, mate, listen. If you're going to take any bit of advice from here, this is what I tell you, okay? As a griefer, you're hunted. Especially here. Have you heard of the Silvered Order?
I've heard rumours and whispers.
They've picked up their presence here and they're hunting grievers, rounding us all up. Find some friends in the city. Adventure with them and get paid with them. Fit yourself in. It's the best way to stay safe. A group of 5 of you is better against 5 of them rather than one of you versus 5 of them, or you're going to get eaten alive.
I'll take that advice to heart. Thank you.
Best place to start's the Red Juggular. You'll find all the people you could ever dream of there.
Red Juggular. Interesting name.
You know, it's the big one, so settle in, make friends, go against things. All right?
Perhaps we'll hunt together someday.
I hope so. You seem like an all right man. You seem brooding. I like that. Yeah,
Aren't
Jay,
we all fucking brooding?
yeah, man. That's right. Jay sort of looks at you and says, yeah. And he just like a little bit of like sadness comes over his face as he says that, but he sort of bids you farewell and he sort of walks out himself.
It's a group of
5, so I don't know how you're going to join the rest of us.
There's one of us.
Yeah.
Either he wasn't counting you or Matt time.
You're going to walk into the tavern and you'll be like, oh, there's 5 there. I'd make a 6. Can't do it.
Yeah. Sorry,
He said 5.
this party's full.
He was very specific.
Sorry, 2 is full. Like,
I'll just wait for one of you to die. It's fine.
wait, whoa. It's gonna be me, let's face it.
Alright.
No, it's going to be me.
Don't mind me.
Yeah, I rolled better than average, so that's alright.
Okay, so we're going to jump into the Red Juggular now. Where at this point, aloe vera, you're sitting quite hushedly.
Is it because you're the plant?
Straight up.
It's the start of all the aloe vera jokes.
You chose the
My
name.
name is Aloe Vera.
Alright.
Oh.
Aloe vera. It's aloe vera.
Aloe
Thank
Vera?
you.
So in this tavern,
Aloe
Kendra
vera.
and Lance, you've all been acquainted at this point, but Tyson, who is a half-elf noble from Zereth, has kindly asked you guys if you could sort of head to another point of the tavern, just while she talks with her friend, aloe vera. So would you mind giving us a little bit of space? I just need to ask her a couple of questions of a sensitive matter.
He finishes up where you turn tail and walk to the bar.
I didn't expect anything less from him. Kendra?
I fought back. I don't know what way.
Yeah, good, bye. So,
See you, mate.
aloe vera.
Tyson, yes.
Come a long way to talk to you.
What about?
You know what about. Tell me, how is it that one of the most prestigious, notable magical academies within Zereth burns down without a trace against many high magisters and magisters within the building? Everyone perishes in the fire except one person who runs away from Zereth and then finds a life in this academy here.
Well, I really don't know what happened with the fire. I really don't.
You see, that's hard for me to believe, but innocent until proven guilty, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but why did you run?
I was scared. Imagine seeing your academy burn up in flames.
You see him smiling like he's a bit frustrated at your response, but like, yes, I get that, but why not come to the proper authorities within Zereth?
I just felt it'd be a lot safer for me to be in an academy with all elves.
Across the Great Sea, about a cycle's journey from where we started.
Well,
Seems suspicious, aloe vera. You seem like a nice girl, but wizards can be fucked sometimes.
I'm not one of them wizards you think I am. I'm really not.
So, you have no further statements you'd like to add then?
No, I don't.
Well,
I do not know what happened.
there is a reason why I'm here. You see, I'm sure you've heard of my kind. Within Zereth, I'm an echo listener. You can roll history if you like.
Do I know?
16.
16? So you know that obviously within Zereth there's sort of the elite espionage team, known as the Venetians.
14. Sorry, 14.
That's still fine. Known as the Venetian. So the Venetian are basically in charge of any sort of big criminal cases and trying to figure out, big networks of criminal activity and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know that echo listeners are specifically trained magic users who can actually pry through people's thoughts to find information that they
Okay.
need.
Yep.
So, how would you feel allowing me to sift through your thoughts and memories? It is a rather peculiar skill that I'm versed in, as you may know. Would you be open to this? It's the easiest way to prove your innocence.
Well, I'd be open to it if I wasn't in this room right now.
Oh, of course, we'd go up to my room upstairs. No, he
taking
looks at
back
you
to
like
your
almost
life.
offended as you give him that look. No funny business, just privacy.
Oh, that's right. It's okay.
Thought we were going to turn real.
He sort of like looks towards Lance, trying to get his attention, but just Lance is ignoring him. He's like looking at you like. Anyway, would you be open to this?
Of course. I am innocent, yes.
Well, if you don't mind following me, and he sort of beckons towards the stairs.
Do you want to see
Now?
my wand?
Now we'll get the silver dome.
I guess so, yes.
All right, good. He begins to follow you up towards the stairs. At this point,
As he walks up, I say, Kendra, it's nothing for us to worry about. I'm fairly certain he's into the other gender.
Okay.
at this
Not
point,
that there's anything wrong with that.
so at this point, since it's like mid-afternoon, maybe around 2 o'clock, people are starting to dribble into the tavern now after their honest day's work.
I've been drinking too much.
You know, the standard commoners, barflies, that sort of thing, they're starting to get pretty hard into the ale. Starting to piss up, you know? So, at this point, probably Marcus and Sheth, you walk into the tavern. This place is a bustle of activity. Loud, there's bards playing in the corner. Yeah.
I think that was a really good gesture you gave that young girl the food. It's just a shining example of all that I'm seeing in you since we met. This place looks very busy. We should probably try and find somewhere.
So, Kendra, you would notice at this point as you're sort of sitting there, a dragonborn and this other beautiful looking human walk into the bar. Dragonborn are very rare. You even know that coming from your sort of nomadic heritage. Just so you know.
Do I get to know?
You can. What's your passive perception?
The highest in the group.
Oh, well then yes, you would definitely know that.
Do you know?
It's the highest in the group.
Oh,
I don't know, mine's pretty low.
I think it's 17.
Yeah, cool.
Mine's
Alright,
12.
you
why are we metagaming?
Yeah, the DM asked the question.
Oh, right, okay.
What's your passive perception? Don't medicate, DM.
yeah, you would also definitely notice them.
DM's checking the monster manual. What a gamer.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
Well, I guess.
Are there any spare seats at all? Anywhere?
Oh yeah, it's probably half full, but this place is huge.
Uh,
As you sort of walk in through the door, you notice it's a massive sort of like semicircular atrium here with a lot of different like high tables where people can sit, but then there's also sort of an area over there which has a hearth, and there's a lot of like couch areas where people can sit with old couches.
Knowing how Marcus feels around crowds and what we're like as friends already, I'll just leave us somewhere that's more
yeah, we'll kind of
quiet.
Yeah, cool. So you
duck
sort
over to
of
kind
you
of a
look
more
around,
quiet area.
sort of in the corner near where the hearth is and the couches. It's sort of a bit quieter. The bustle
Yeah,
seems to be
especially-
near the bar.
Especially because I can't stand it when people look at me like people like
What do those two look like?
Dragonborn.
All right, so describe yourself, Chef.
I'm taller than the average human. I have long black hair, but at the ends it goes red to gold. I have very deep blue eyes, but you'll only notice when you get close that I've got a golden pupil and golden circlet. Thick black beard, black with royal blue highlights, clothes with a cloak over the top. Nothing necessarily threatening about me outwardly. I mean, maybe my size, but that's about it.
Cool. And Marcus?
Yes. So I'm a quite deep blue scaled dragonborn, and my scales start off really dark blue, and then right near the tips they become kind of a lighter, almost sky blue. I'm wearing a black and red monk robe, but I seem to be, at least I look unarmed. I have those, like the monks martial artists wear, the
Just like
Wraps.
wraps. Yeah, that's the word, wraps. It's late. Wraps on my arms, and I don't have any tendrils, although I do have a
It's
slight
dinner time,
kind of
it's
almost
that.
like mohawk of kind of scales. Like it's like, yeah, not quite
A
tendrils,
fin.
a kind of,
A
yeah,
fin.
almost like a fin, down the middle, yeah. And other than that, I'm kind of trying to not really poke my head up too much.
Once again, the
Poke
one
my
thing
nose.
you may have run into a dragonborn once or twice in your travels. One thing that's strange about this one is his horns are blunted. He doesn't have sharp horns.
No horns, no tendrils, a couple of scars, as you can see where it's been cut off, and I do also have a very notable scar on my right hand side going from my the top of my eye all the way down to my lip. Looks like it took a long time to heal, quite deep scar.
As we're both looking, I'll lean into Kendra and say, as they're walking towards a dark corner, I look at her and say, here's trouble. And I look at you closely and like, but you're red too. You're trouble as well.
That's a bit rude, Lance.
Come on. Look at
As you're sort of sitting near the bar, right?
I'm like, you're bright red. Your hair is glowy.
Yes,
Are
I
you-
know
and
I'm
you shoot
obvious.
fire.
Yes, I know.
So
So what's this guy's story?
I have no idea, but look at him. They're unarmed, but he's tall. Look at his hair. That's not normal.
Should we go over?
No. I'm just saying, let's watch out because it looks
They're
like
weird. Let's be friends.
You're sort of sitting near the bar, aren't you?
I'm at the bar.
Yeah. So as you're sitting there, the Goliath.
I'm 3 drinks in.
The Goliath sitting there cleaning his glass that he's got in his hand. He looks at you and says, "Oh yeah, you know, I've seen a couple of people
Oh, for
like
fuck's
that
sake.
before."
Oh my god.
And look at them. They always do something.
They're usually into trouble, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
you're
real
right.
trouble.
I've been around and seen people like talk best, give them a wide berth, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, but maybe just give them a little bit of a go. I mean, they might not do anything wrong.
I
Yeah.
want you to give them a go. Look,
Oh.
I'm not saying I'm going to go right on that. I'm just saying keep an arm.
But I'll tell you what. Okay, in my time of this barkeeping business, I find that the least suspect people are the ones that cause the most trouble. He points towards one at the end of the bar, and you sort of see the scruffy-looking, weak dude. He's like, "That one always causes trouble over there. His name's Declan, so you should keep a watch on him too."
Of course Declan did.
Freaking Declan. Ugh.
You know, just a little Goliath thing, you know. Anyway, can I get you some more piss, mate?
Is that what this is?
I mean, you know what I mean. It's just the Feldenbrook term for drink.
Oh, please don't use that again. It does not resonate with you very well. So when you say piss, I literally.
It's like as he does that, he sort of goes, "Oh," and he sort of puts his hand over the chalkboard above which says piss.
Mate, were you 3 drinks in before you got to the tavern? He had 3 drinks. He knew it was going to be a big night.
Ale, is this ale?
Oh, of course it is, mate. Best
But-
kind of ale in Feldenbrook, really.
Not
simple
piss.
stuff. What? Do you really think I'd be able to run a decent, honourable establishment if I was serving real piss?
Sometimes you always confuse me.
Well, I mean, elves aren't exactly the
Piss drinkers.
no, but you know, you've got some sort of little bit of things.
No, we don't.
Oh,
You don't piss at all. No bodily fluids.
Look,
Are you here?
listen. All right. I won't call it piss anymore in front of you. I'll call
Sorry, I'm
it
just
drink.
confused.
That's all right. I'll call it booze if you want. That's another
That's
one.
fair. I've heard that.
You've
before.
heard that one?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Dwarves are fond of
Now, look, you're a skinny man, and you've already had 3, and you're going for a 4th. You want a little bit of food with that one, mate?
I've already eaten, but I can eat again.
Yeah, just a little bit of food.
Just a
little bit?
Yes.
I'll fix you up, mate. And he walks off against her.
Oh my god.
The dwarf comes up and says, "What's he fucking said to you? Is he all right? He's not annoying you?"
No, he's enlightening me actually. I've discovered that piss is not a term for drink.
Oh,
Or as you dwarves call
you
booze.
just sort of see like a vein bulge in his head. He says, "Henry, stop calling it piss!" And he walks off after him. You've heard this commotion at this point, just the dwarf yelling at Henry at the bar.
Haven't heard details, just
Yeah, just Henry.
I turned towards Kendra and said, "These commoners are fascinating at times. I will learn more."
Do they serve piss here?
Yes. Can you believe it? How vulgar.
piss. What?
All right, at this point, Olivera, you come down the stairs after whatever you've
With a
experienced.
slight-
Tyson.
With a slight limp.
What have
No.
you experienced?
Oh
All
my
right, and
god.
also at this point, you've probably reached the Red Juggular now, as you've been told it's a good idea. And as you've entered and as you've come downstairs, there's an argument happening at the bar. What the fuck are you doing? Calling it piss? We've said this a million times. Most of the people who are here that have come from the different parts for this festival don't know what that means. And you see the people say, "Well, it's all right. Like we're just having a little bit of banter, you know. So it's all good. And he's like, "No, fuck it, it's not good." And they're going off at it, and you can see everyone's turning towards us, going,
Oh, is this guy walked in?
"Yeah."
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
walk over next to Lance and be like, "Can I get a drink here?" Or
Both of you say, "Wait a second," and they're like, okay, please He's a neutral party. I mean, sure, he's missing an eye, but he can still see.
Yeah, I do have
He
one
like
good eye.
he gets a tankard of like ale and puts it down in front of you.
As
What do you call
he
this?
sits up next to me, I'm going to look him up and down and notice his peculiar markings.
Yeah.
Look him up and down and say, "You're dangerous company."
I guess you could probably say that.
Excuse me, I was asking you a question. What do you call this?
Ale?
Oh, would you call it piss?
Doesn't really look like piss.
Then Ryan just goes, ha! And he walks to the other side of the bar, and Henry's just gone, all right, drink
So,
or
can
ale.
I
it is."
have this?
Yeah, not a silver piece though. Takes us thanks for your business. That's probably one of the best at drink ale I got there. So we enjoy that.
If I get it for free, I'll call it piss.
He like slides the silver back to you.
Oh, this is the greatest piss I've ever had, eh?
You just like at this point, all of you, like even the rest of the people at Bar sort of whip their attention towards Ryek. You just see Ryek stop and he looks back at you with a stank eye. What did you say?
So this is good piss. He sold me piss.
He's like, and he just walks into the back without a word.
Hey, turns out they do sell piss here.
Don't think I'm gonna
Excuse
have
me, Sir Goliath, I forgot the payment.
Oh no! Oh yeah, maybe I did. And it's like he tries to do like a sleight of hand, but his hands are so big, and he just like pretends to palm it back, but the silver thing's blatantly there. He just looks and goes.
What a strange practice.
Right. Oh. And he brings you back, and he sort of puts down like a bit of rabbit in front of you. There you go, mate. Perfect one for the drink.
The what?
Drink.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Just a little bit of rabbit. A little bit of rabbit. A
Rabbit.
little bit of bunny. It's good for the soul.
Okay.
It's what Josiah would want. Yeah.
Of course, what desire.
Tuck in. Oh, and then he sort of looks at himself. Oh no, wait. You are an elf. Elves don't eat meat, do they?
No, how dare you? I'll say it till I take a bite of it. How dare you do this to me?
Oh, you're a little bit cheeky, mate.
Absolutely not, sir.
Oh, I like that. And he goes off and he continues to like do a couple more.
I kind of look over the lands while swirling my drink. What brings you to town?
Pointy is over there.
As you look over, describe your character.
She's got. Oh, I've got silver hair. My eyes are like goldy green. I'm fair skinned. I'm wearing like a purple robe with gold trimming, with like different kind of symbols. Probably not what you've seen before. And I'm always carrying a book. And that's about it. With an eye on it.
Basically,
Sorry.
basically a group of small thumbs.
Yeah.
So are you guys like together or like?
No. Oh no.
So-
No, nothing like that.
What are you here for to do with her?
I'm just here because she can help me do something.
No.
Whoa! Alrighty-o.
This is one of those campaigns.
I need her help to find something.
Okay, there we go.
What did you think I was talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know what you did upstairs with that man.
I don't know.
Wait, you're.
Nothing.
Tyson like puts his hand on your shoulder. He's behind her. Nothing. What are you thinking?
I don't believe you for 1 second.
You don't believe in many things.
Yes, but I know you, and you know you.
Yeah, you're right. I do know me.
I don't know any of you.
What are you trying to get at?
Oh no,
Why?
nothing happened. Sorry, I just got caught in the moment. I like being accepted. No, nothing happened. I just did what I had to do upstairs. I just read her mind, basically.
Did you get what you're after?
Yes, I did, and it's strange. But anyway, this is where I take my leave because I must get back to Zareth.
See that's. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
I would say go north to the harbour. You don't want to come back the way we came.
You're
Yeah.
certainly not making your case for not having done anything.
I do. I need to leave now because the
Oh,
dark is
yeah.
coming, and once
Yes.
Yeah.
once that winter air
You're
comes,
millennial.
that place is impassable.
You must catch a caravan to the harbour north. To go back the way we came, you'd surely perish.
How do you know so much now?
Sorry?
How do you know so much about everything here now?
I've been here for many years.
Oh. Do you travel across the land much?
Yes, in fact I do.
I thought you were from Zereth.
I am.
We talked for weeks and we never talked about this.
We did.
So you're from Zereth, but you're here now.
Yes.
And... Alright.
Well, is he a human?
Yeah.
Do you forget how long lived we are? We have time to do things.
I suppose you're right. Well, anyway. It's been a pleasure
You two
traveling with
masters,
you. Hopefully we'll meet each other again.
I wish you speed on your journey.
Thank you. And I wish me speed on my journey too. And with that he sort of takes your hand and shakes it.
I shake it.
And I appreciate your protection. It came in handy.
You're welcome. I appreciate your company.
I appreciate your company too. As I'm still just sitting there.
Tyson just looks at you like,
everything.
who's he?
He's some kind of jester.
I didn't think you'd associate yourself with a griefer.
Well, he just sat there. But I'm not one to
What?
judge.
I'm not a griever.
Don't even need to roll.
He looks at the side of your head and sees the numerous scars that have slight black tone to it.
Look at him, are those decorative, are they?
That's not normal unless you just willingly put your head there and let enemies scratch you with their swords.
Sometimes.
Oh.
You could just own a disgruntled lizard.
I do not own a lizard.
Well, then what's the alternative?
I was born with them.
Tyson's like, yeah, I'm gonna go, and he walks off.
I am a horrible human being.
It's because you're a dragon.
No, I mean, out of character.
So, anyway, you've been noticing this elf next to you. Describe your character.
Which elf being?
Yeah.
You're the other elf.
I'm pretty much a generic stand-up. I'm not too tall, I'm not too short. I've got greyish forest leather on, a greyish green cape. I've got shaved hair. I've got an undercut, but I've got the hair flops to one side, and I've got a green headband on. I've got a couple of earrings in. I've got a couple of tattoos on my face. They're this darkish green colour, but they're markings that are kind of indistinct that people that aren't elvish wouldn't really know. I've got what colour are my eyes? Green. I've got green irises. Kind of tanned skin as well, and I'm pretty much. You would look at me and think he's some kind of elven like bodyguard, or just an archetypal elven kind of looking warrior. So kind of generic in a way.
So just think Legolas.
Yeah, kind of like Legolas, but very generic looking. I've got dark hair, and at the ends of it, I'm tipped like it almost like tapers into an emerald green at the end, very subtly.
So just to stop the flame in the comments, I'm going to point out that it's your cornea that's coloured, not your iris.
What?
Iris is the middle part.
No, that's the pupil.
Oh, it's a pupil. Never mind.
You flamed
What's
yourself.
happening?
Anyway, so you've seen elves before, and you're like, okay, but probably the one that's catching your attention most is the woman next to him. Describe your character, Sarah.
She's dead.
Me?
She's hot. She's a fire genasi.
I get it.
Yeah, so I'm a fire genasi. I'm about 5'7", and I have grey skin, so quite paley, grey blue. I have big, fluffy red hair, which just accentuates the fact that I'm basically on
So
fire.
like brave.
Kind of picture
Meredith.
kind of picture brave a little bit. I've got piercings all up my ears, no visible tattoos or anything. I have my holy symbol around my neck, and I'm wearing kind of like a corset-y top, but very shamanistic clothes, just very flowy, like a long robe, flowy.
In other words, out of place.
Like gypsy sort of.
Yeah,
Right.
picture kind of like
It
that.
doesn't take much for you to realize that most people in the bar are casually, all of you casually giving glances towards Kindra, like they've never seen anything like her before.
Have I seen anything like it before?
No. Genasi
Have
are
you killed
extremely
anyone?
rare.
Oh, real questions.
Yeah. Roll for Kindra's mother.
What kind of wrong is it?
It's
Is
a
he your
yes.
father?
That would be very weird.
Is that what
He was a bard in a previous life.
So you two sitting in the little corner that you're in would be noticing that this,
Yeah, what's up?
not really altercation, but this row has taken place, and attention seems to be on these four at the moment as they're around the bar. A barmaid sort of comes up to you guys and says, "Oh, drinks, dears? Anything?"
I have a whiskey, please.
Whiskey, very well.
What is this piss everyone keeps talking about?
You just see this, you go, one piss then? It's good. Henry makes it himself.
I'm just scoring up my face and looking at Marcus like, why are you even intrigued in this?
Let's try a beer?
Yes, okay, no problem. Well, that'll be 1 gold for you, sir, and then 2 silver pieces for you, thank you.
Yep. Pull out 2 silver.
She takes it, puts it on her tray, and she hurries off. And then she sort of comes back, "Oh, food? Food is always good with drink."
Well, we've got that, what we bought on the way.
Jerky. Do you do jerky?
We do jerky, of course we do jerky.
He introduced me to a thing called jerky.
Jerky's good.
Jerky's amazing.
Oh, yes.
Jerky it is!
All right, jerky it is. And she goes off.
introduced you to the jerk.
He showed me his beef jerky.
To the Jamaican jerk.
Whoa!
Wow.
Jamaicans are lovely people.
It's chicken. You ding dong.
That is racist.
No.
Isn't it? I don't know.
Why are you being that guy?
I'm always that guy.
All right, so at this point, you guys have been sitting, drinking, eating, probably for another hour or so, and it's starting to get busier again in the tavern. Probably bordering 4 o'clock now, getting towards that later part of the afternoon. You notice that, like, as you look through the tavern, so the windows of the tavern face towards the west, you can see that the sun is sort of over the horizon in that area, like coming towards that point of where dusk would be.
So you're telling me you cut yourself and your blade... That's how it works?
Kinda.
So that's why you go do it every time?
Yes.
To your head.
Does it hurt?
Not necessarily my head, but
Like,
yes, I do it to my head.
Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt. Cutting myself with a blade doesn't hurt.
I'm not sure how you guys do it.
The Goliath sort of leans over. Oh, I know sad people who do that.
They should seek help.
Oh, yeah.
Is this personal experience?
Perhaps.
My sister hired a griefer once.
What for?
Oh, some weird ghost was inhabiting one of her old houses. And he went in there and whacked it with a silver sword and it was all gone.
Silver does work against ghosts. Does
Good
wonders.
to know. Good to know.
Yeah, silver's nice. I like it in coin better.
So what happens if there was silver coin in the ghost?
Right. I mean, it would feel like coin hitting it, but does the coin normally do damage to anything you throw at it?
Depends how hard, I guess.
At this point,
How hard can you throw
Henry
a
picks
coin?
up a coin and he tries to throw it at you, a silver coin. You rolled a 17.
He hits me.
Yeah, so just, you take no damage, it's just annoying.
And that's what it would feel like for a ghost if you threw a silver coin at it.
Even he sort of put his glass down. Did it hurt?
Yeah, it's still made of metal.
Oh, sorry then.
That's all.
Henry, may I have a drink, please?
Of course, darling. What do you want?
Something fancy?
Fancy.
Do you see her robes and her gold? She's nothing less for her.
She's from Felden, isn't she?
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you. Hang on. I know this one because an arcanist came in the other night for a drink. Your robes mean you're an adept.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it is true. So, got any missions? I always like the missions that some for the adepts go on. He does that as he uncorks a bottle of wine and he begins to pour it into a goblet for you.
Not as of yet.
Are you close to becoming an arcanist? Are you strong?
Possibly. We'll see.
That doesn't sound
At
very
this
confident.
point, I've come up to the bar and just
Maybe I
sort
don't
of
want you to know
seen
how
him opening
powerful
a wine
I
and
am.
just saying,
Fair.
I'd love a
I can
glass of that,
understand
please.
that.
I've leaned in on the
Okay,
other side of the barrel.
Cool. So you know that you've sort of overheard Henry, this Goliath, talking about her being an adept in any quests and missions coming up in that sort of a sense.
As you do, you just sit up at the bar.
I've just come up on the other side of the barrack and just
I
leaned
look
over.
side to side. Oh my god, we've got all the freaks at the bar now.
It's like the start of a bad joke.
I come from the other side of him and lean and go, I resent that statement.
And I point over his other
So
shoulder.
you come next to me between us. So you just
No, on the outside.
On the other side. On the other side. So he's
I'm on
over
the
here.
other side of
Yeah, so
Barrow.
I'm on the other. He's on my.
Yeah, and I come around the other side of
He's
you
on
when
my
you
other
said that,
side.
and I'm like,
So
I
in
resent
between Kendra and you.
So you just muscled your way.
He's just like,
Kendra's just like,
I'm standing behind you, and I hear you say freaks.
Yeah.
I'm like, I resent that comment.
You should.
What's wrong with being a freak?
Yeah.
yeah, we're all a little bit freaks here. And he
Yeah.
pours another glass of wine for you. That's a gold piece, please.
I'm just saying, the more bizarre
Thank
people
you.
in the tavern who draw attention now all sitting in the same spot.
This is good.
Squished up
Fist.
against
It's
each
like
other.
we're being pushed together for some sort of
no,
story or something.
nah.
This looks like
We call that goon.
Oh shit, yeah, we do.
Is there by any chance a hill twist around?
Oh god.
Americans have no idea what we're
Yeah,
talking
that is
about.
like goon. They're gonna be really confused when he pulls out a sack.
Yeah.
depends on what
Probably not the best
So
place to
you
work.
notice that like he puts the bottle down and pulls out like this bag and then just empties it, and you see like this wine dripping into the bottle. Oh, this is where the goon comes from.
A grey leather bag.
Yeah,
It's a goon skin.
the goon skin. Right.
Instead of a wine skin.
So at this point now,
I
you
love
know,
me.
you hear sort of boisterous laughing and just people coming from the front door. And as you turn around, you see a couple of guards coming into the tavern. One guard leads at the front. He sticks out very, very, very much compared to the other guards. The other guards are just wearing sort of standard green cloaks, helmets to their side, and just like a standard chainmail. Whereas this guard sort of has a nice looking green cloak, but it has like little golden features on it. He's got long flowing blonde hair and blue eyes, and he has quite a light-hearted face. So like when you see him, you realize, oh, for a guard, he actually looks pretty happy. He wears a symbol of Lumon hangs around his neck as well. And you can see quite easily that the cloak is pinned with a brooch that has the captain symbol.
Would I recognise anything about him?
Roll history.
Probably the symbol of Lumon.
Yeah, right, he was Prince Charming.
For me, yes.
Whoa. Is he carrying a glass
Do you
of wine?
know
I mean,
what
15.
type of card?
15?
It's not even.
So
Be anyone.
you think it might be him, but you're not too sure. But obviously, certain people from the guards ranks of this town do get to the further cities within the Republic, and one of the captains that stand out within the guard of this town is known as Danither. Danither is known to have long blonde hair, and he's quite an apt fighter. He's very, very, very good to people. Very altruistic, will do whatever he can to help people, and he never takes full credit for anything. Will always look after his men. He's known by pretty much everyone in the town.
Me and Kendra are fighting over this guy.
We're fighting a Prince Charming, is it?
So it's just because that Stace isn't here.
Which one's going to get it? Unless, of course, Barack, you want a shot at it.
Not particularly. What about you?
No.
So you notice that this this guard's talking with his guy, the captain, Danither. He's talking with his guards, and the guards sort of come up to the bar and they start ordering just standard ales. And they're sort of not paying any attention to you, they're just talking, and as you look as well, you're probably paying close attention to Danither. He's just talking with a lot of different people. Any of you guys, he's not talking quietly, he's just saying, oh, so you're new to Feldenbrook, aren't you? What's your name? He's just asking people where they're coming from and just making general conversation, getting to know new faces he hasn't seen in his city before.
Would I recognise what he's doing as sort of getting a feel for what the people are like? Or is it anything like that?
You could surmise that. You're not too sure. That could be what you think, but you're not entirely sure.
Like sizing people up.
Yeah. Looking into people. At this point, Danither walks over to you.
Scruffy looking more.
What a ragband bunch of strange folk we have here. We
I
have
said.
your features. You're an Asimar, aren't you?
And that's a what?
Yes.
You can't hide that. Those
I'm not ashamed.
beautiful cheekbones and those eyes.
He does have quite good cheekbones.
Not many people have eyes like that. They're beautiful, by the way.
Well, I'm not sure how to take that from other men, but
Take it as a
thank you.
compliment. It's a good thing.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies will swoon over that.
And
Huh.
it's your
You know-
name. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've got a feeling that you might be Danither.
Yes, well, that is my name. One of the captains of the guard here. Just doing my best to keep the city in a stable kind of place. And what brings you here? What's your name?
My name is Chef.
Chef.
I've come with my good friend over here, Marcus.
Dragonborn. Don't see many of your kind around this place.
I'm not from this place.
That's probably why we don't see many of your kind.
I'm from
Deja vu.
I'm from what? What's that? I'm from the monastery atop the Felton Peaks.
Oh, the Vale Temple.
Indeed.
Ukan. Interesting. That's a very divided opinion of him.
You don't have to tell me twice.
I don't plan to. I'll just tell you that once, and that's it.
I just smile.
I visibly went out.
Yes.
Anyway.
I'm curious. My friend and I are looking for potentially ways to make coin around here. You being captain of the guard.
Oh, yes.
Are there potentially any ways that citizens might be able to aid with?
Troublemakers.
Yeah.
Oh, we are always looking for sellswords or whatever, because during this time, our guard ranks are stretched quite thin, so we can't really do anything about the surrounding problems of the place, but...
And I'll look over the bar and say I can see why.
Yeah, we attract all kinds of people. We attract... Yes, you lot!
Staring straight at you.
We attract all kinds of people.
Person.
You're an elf. You're not normal.
I'm
We-
a human.
I'm wearing purple robes and silvery blonde hair.
I'm the same kind as
You are not.
We attract Synergian sheiks. We attract even the Verstok from the north. They can be trouble. We also attract even some Vestavian nobles, which is they're very, very strange people, those ones.
Oh, yes.
Even people from Zereth, you know, they come all the way here, so we've got to make sure that you're from Zereth! Oh, I know, but sometimes you could be confused with the ones up north, you know, and the Shrouded Mists up there. Yeah, but I mean, you are different. You're sort of tan, aren't you? You sort of like gets real close to you. It's uncomfortable. Yes. You're a wood elf, yes. Shy in a forest?
Huh?
Yes, that's probably where you come from. No? Oh, alright, well. And then, like,
Yes, though.
at this point, he's sort of like ignored and he's honed on to you. He's not looking at your face, he's looking at your robes.
She's a local.
Feldenhard,
Yes.
you're an adept.
Yes.
Astute observation by a captain of the guard.
Deja vu.
Important.
Well,
I go up and I like try and shake his hand.
shakes your hand back.
Like right in front of his face. Like,
Danitha.
hey.
Yes,
Aloe vera.
I
tell you what.
I nudged Kinder's like,
Well, this might be quite good. Tell you what, I'm going to make my rounds and just introduce myself to the other new people of this town. And then come meet me over there. And he points towards like an empty booth. That's my booth, you know. Henry normally saves it for me and goes, yep, you're welcome, mate. Can I bring you some little bit of goodies too?
Some
Danitha
piss.
smiles. What?
Some piss.
Danitha.
I believe that's what he was calling it. Do you also, Sir Danitha, do you also partake in his specialty?
Oh, the top shelf piss is the best.
Oh, I see.
Right, Henry? And Henry's like, oh, top shelf piss is the best, yeah.
I just look over at you and I'm just like, nope.
yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so tell you, so maybe about an hour, come meet me over there. I have potentially got a job for you. But knowing that you know your rules as an adept, you require an escort to do your missions.
Yes, I do.
Your friends are looking for work.
What?
Could all happen.
That-
You are now
I
bunched
look
in with
over
this
at
group.
Marcus,
I
like,
came here to drink. Yeah.
We don't even know.
Yes, good, so I'll see you in an hour, and with that he sort of walks off.
Do you think
Marcus.
that included me? I'm just sitting there like...
Aloe vera says.
I'm kind of getting the feeling that it does.
Oh, I was looking for work, so I guess that suits me.
Yeah.
I was not.
Barrack.
Barrack, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I know, you're busy
Aloe vera.
with her.
Chef.
Yes.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I hand out my hand as well. Marcus.
As-
Nice to meet you.
As your hand touches aloe vera, you feel warmth. And you just hear a voice. She's important. Stay by her.
Anyone know what foreshadowing is?
That's forehead
Oh,
shadowing.
forehead shadow. I get it.
Alright. So, what are you guys doing?
Finishing
Yes.
my drink and contemplating.
Shall we head over to his booth?
He said in an hour.
So
Ryak comes over to you guys. Food. Come on, you need to eat, or else you're gonna get too pissed and start fights and ruin my bar.
Well,
I would never start a fight here.
I ordered some jerky, but it hasn't come yet.
Probably because at the table over there.
He
Yeah.
points at all the bowls on the bar. It's complimentary, you idiot.
Oh, cool.
Are you drunk or stupid? Sorry. He like goes, I'm sorry.
My good sir.
Just
why
my
can't
good
you do
friend
both?
Henry is an oaf, and he's got me really annoyed today. So, and then you just hear
About
like a
this?
comment from him like, "Yeah, it's no different from any other day, mate." And you just hear like laughter come from around Ryan. It's like just filthy glance towards him.
Is it because he calls the ale piss?
It's not piss, and he's wrong. He's damn wrong.
It does not taste like piss.
Have you tasted
The
this?
three of us were about to say that. I was about to do it too. I was just like, damn, they're like a breath ahead of me.
Hidden secrets underneath the fancy robes come out.
I reach forward and grab a handful of the jerky, a whole handful in my mouth.
I've got two hands, anyone want a drink?
It's pretty decent.
No, right.
Thanks.
All right, he's getting real drinks. He's probably role playing.
He's getting pissed.
So he's here for you. What are you here for?
Oh, well, I live in this city.
Oh, you do. What's it
Yes.
like living in such a
Piss hole?
bright
Well-
place?
Well, most of my time is spent in the academy, really.
The academy.
Yes, at the top of the where you came in. It's right at the top.
So
there.
you, as you did come into Feldenbrook, you would have noticed that over to the right is sort of a mountain range, and then at the top of the bluff there is a like beautiful looking
Ah,
castle.
so that's what that place was. I only heard about Red Juggular, so I came straight here.
Yeah, well, that is a main thing in the city, but we do have a really big academy just at the top. It is important.
Is it?
Yes,
I'll take your word for it.
we do lots of missions and we help the city, and the city helps us back with beautiful outlays of our castle.
That makes sense. Do you like kill things or how
Uh,
do you help?
Well, me, I have to have an escort, and that means you guys. If I ever have a mission, as long as I have someone with me, like,
Do you get paid much? For
Isn't that
it
what
just
the
depends on the mission.
Isn't that what the guards are for?
Well, the guards secure the city.
And they don't help you in your missions.
Well, they do their missions that they get assigned to, but I have different missions.
So generally, for you,
Purely useless
you're
guards.
used as an investigator for when something is more suspicious that's not just physical.
Yes.
When there's some sort of possible magical element to something, you go and investigate it.
So anything magical, I go have a look.
And so they won't let you go without an escort, but they won't escort you.
Well, as long as I have people that see what happens if I do something that may not be in the rules, then you guys.
But how do they
My
trust the escort? Does
You
the
just
escort
sort of
need
hear
an
Reich
escort?
scoff behind the bar. You seen her? A couple of bandits would take her out, no problem.
She said she was powerful, or might be powerful.
I have magic, substantial magic. When it comes to physical fighting, I'm not so much.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how powerful you ever get stabbed in the neck.
Would
Reich, like, you see this like cut along his neck. It's not fun.
It's an impressive scar.
He looks towards your cups. Anyone need a top up?
No.
I'm like, I would like a top up of some piss, please. Trying to like project towards the Goliath.
You just see Reich go. He gets like flagon, pours it, slams it in front of you. That's 5 silver.
5?
Yeah,
I thought it was 1.
it's really good piss.
Okay, I'll cut
Just
you.
kidding. I'm just kidding. 1 silver.
You're in it now.
I'm gonna pull Chef aside.
Just
Walk around.
put over
pull
my
him aside.
piece of silver.
This entourage that seems to be forming.
They're telling secrets without us.
Trying to roleplay here.
It's probably dragonborn stuff.
Sounds like it might be a safer bet than our last attempt at making coin. 6 of us over 2.
Well, there is, as they say, safety in numbers. play it by ear.
I kind of look up, like, noticeably not really
Yes,
having
yes,
ears.
yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean.
Very well. We can make some coin, pay our way, get stronger from the experience.
Another one, please.
Of course, darling.
I pull Oliver aside. Was everything okay?
Everyone's
with
having
that
those
man
secret
upstairs?
conversations,
Did
eh?
he see anything? What did he see?
I have no idea what's going on.
What do you mean?
Neither.
Are you a
So
stranger?
I have been
See
trying to
anything?
have a pleasant
No,
evening, just having
sure?
a couple of drinks.
Yeah, I'm definitely
You show
okay.
up. I'm fine with you. I
Because
know
he
what
seemed
you are.
pretty certain that
They
he
show
had done
up,
something
then
about the fire.
then
Well,
Rick
once it
viewers
came into my
comes
mind,
back.
it just
Captain Pretty Boy
it
with the
was
baby
okay.
face comes up, tries to
No,
conscript us all
nothing
without my
too
consent,
soon.
and now apparently we're all the group. This night has gotten away from me.
Henry just sort of sits there. It's not the way it happens. It's all right.
Are you adverse to... I've come back now.
Huh?
I'll come back now and I've heard that last bit. Are you adverse to being a group?
No, effort.
Effort?
Yes.
You're
There's-
adverse to effort?
Yes.
What if there's coin involved?
I don't need coin. Much. Actually, I do like coin.
Everybody.
Who's convinced me? I shall join your
It
group.
didn't take much convincing then.
Oh, you said coin.
I literally just slowly look back from him to Chef, like,
But wouldn't it be less effort in a group?
But less coin.
But you
Or
can
we
take
can
on bigger
harder
jobs. Yeah, see? This guy knows what's up.
He does know what's up.
You know
I sort
There is
of
wisdom
turn
in your
towards you
words.
and look you up and down because you look like more trouble than any. Well, you look like you've been through more trouble than most people would realise.
Guess you could say that.
Is it the black scars on his head?
Well, I'm not
And
trying
also
to
I
be
saw it
so.
across my eye too.
I'm not trying to be so
Blunt.
blunt.
Ha ha, blunt, sharp.
Apologies.
I get it.
Is your patch on which eye?
Left eye.
Left eye.
I don't
So
know which
you
eye
have
to
to
look
turn
at.
it.
Which eye do I look at?
So, because obviously I'd sort of probably have to.
Yeah.
What would I recognise anything like that? What he is?
Griefer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen them before, and you would know that where griefers turn up, bad things are. So they're generally associated with bad things. That's why they get a bad rap.
Would I feel concern or worry being who I am?
Possibly.
That's just racist.
No, that'd be classist.
Yeah, classist, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, depends how much the modification affects the human.
What?
Racist.
Yeah.
So, Barrack, did you lose your eye because you missed?
Not quite, but it is kind of in relation to that, you could say.
Ah, yes.
Oops.
Oops.
I
But
almost
no,
lost mine because someone missed.
At this point,
How dare you?
some drunken dude comes up and he just sort of comes towards you and he starts touching your scars.
I like grab his hand and like twist it back.
What the? I'm just trying to prove to them that they're real. We thought that they might have been painted on because they're
I lean
black.
across and I say, so ask.
Can I grab his face? Can I grab his face? Just switch on. You okay, buddy?
He's like,
I'll let go of his anime style stretching his
Yeah.
hand.
Like jiggling
No,
around it.
like from the mask.
Yeah.
He's drunk. Does he look drunk? I'll be like,
yeah, oh, just stop it.
just making sure.
Hey, Joe, you're strong. You all look strong. Except you. You look weak. You're small and thin. Blah.
Thank you.
But don't
I'll puff out my chest,
go.
go. But apparently she's with us, so together.
I
She's
look
also
at
strong.
his chest like, oof, damn.
Oh hot damn!
It's quite big too.
That's rigid.
Yeah. Have you heard about what's going on down south?
Definitely. I definitely haven't.
Yeah, the animals are getting a bit crazy down there, and they're attacking the people who do the wood chop.
The wood chop, wood
What do you
The
mean?
wood chopping.
Do you mean lumberjacks?
Yeah, one, the jack lumbers.
People are attacking lumberjacks.
Yeah,
How did
people.
that happen?
Animals.
Animals.
People that cut down wood, are they named Jack for some reason? How did that come about? What's the etymology?
They're all related.
Have you heard the term jack of all trades?
Yes. Why is Jack do all the trades?
It's not a person's name. It's kind of saying skilled. So skilled with lumber,
So he's skilled with lumber.
or jack of all trades is skilled with all things.
So I am a jack of all trades.
You are.
I'm just watching him like swaying like a drunk guy. I just want
Yeah.
to listen, but he's swaying.
Well, you're smart. You know things
Hey,
like
man.
you.
Have another one on me now. Please go away.
No.
It's just like, oh, it's okay. Hey, it's Henry. And he was like, oh, just watch yourself there, mate. What do you want? A little bit more peace? So, yeah, this is all good stuff. All right. It takes your coin, puts it in pause.
I want to know
yeah,
more
fuck
about
off.
the animals.
I still
Yes.
go, no. These animals
Yeah,
attacking people.
yeah, it's all right, go.
These
Sounded like he was choking on something else there.
has it been happening long, and is it something that somebody might need fixed for maybe some remuneration?
Oh, that's quaint. I know that.
That's a big word.
I just heard it
I thought
down
she was the fuck one.
the grapevines.
I've only heard it.
So,
Circles.
and he does that, and he just sort of like swishes his drink everywhere. I don't know, but all I know is that.
You've dropped your piss.
Oh. And he looks really dejected.
Piss.
He looks at his trousers and goes, oh, fuck no, again. And with that, he turns around and walks off. And then Rike's just sitting there like, fucking git, makes an example of himself every time.
What was his name?
Now I gotta clean my floor.
Piss. Piss.
What's the barkeep's name again?
So the dwarf's name is Ryak,
Yeah.
and the Goliath's name is Henry.
Ryak.
Yeah?
Have you heard about these animals attacking people?
Yeah, I've heard whisperings. Down at the old lumber camp down south, they harvest the Dragani cedar there. Quite good wood, that is. I've just heard that a couple of people have been hit by bears. No one's been killed, but it's a bit of a problem, really. And the animals have never acted like this until about a week, 2 weeks ago.
Strange. You'd usually get hit by a bear and live.
Yeah,
And,
It's very
This is
and
this lumber camp. This is where all the jacks are. Yes.
that's where the jacks are, yes. No queens.
And
Oh, a
what-
few queens. And a couple of...
oh god,
Card games. I am scared.
is this likely to be an issue that somebody would be willing to pay to resolve?
Oh, probably. You just gotta find the right person to do it, I guess.
Shoot Shep a glance.
Coin. Again. I am.
Yeah, aren't we already waiting to see the guard dude
I
to
think we
get
should
some
speak
coin?
to Denethor first.
Yes.
And hey, if we head south.
Well, I'm
would like
thinking
to
we
speak
speak
to
to him
Jonathan
about
Wilshire.
these animals and see what he has to say.
Yeah, he might know more.
These people in towns that are,
He's
especially
mine.
someone like him, head of the guard, would know a great deal of.
Perhaps they're one and the same.
That's
Should
what
know
I'm-
both sides of this.
That's what I'm thinking.
That would be a mighty coincidence.
You are enlightened, Sir.
I look
Has
at
it
my,
been an hour now?
I look
So
at my
at
wrist
this
and
point
realise we don't
now
have
you
watches
notice
in
that it's
this
like
world,
the sky is just purples and pinks, and you can see that it's quite easily dusk now. As you sort of turn towards the booth, you notice that Danither is sitting there now with a couple of his guards mates, and sort of at the same moment as you look over there, your eyes sort of lock, and it's like,
And I whisk away.
Ladies
She was-
first.
just
We
use
whisk in
I just float.
pursuit.
As she's going,
Fly.
I look at Kendra and say, "You better catch her. You better lose."
I just stroll over.
I
I'm not phased.
I think
I
you
look
mean
at Lance and just like,
Strut.
what's going on?
I finished my drink. I'm like,
What's going on?
and head over.
oh, wait a second, you know one, don't
I
you?
believe it's female competition.
I think I'm good for now, thank you.
Are you sure? I've got
They
really good
they want the
beer
pretty
for
boy.
you.
Yes.
Maybe later.
Right.
We follow
I
over.
sit down exactly opposite him.
Okay.
I
sweet.
sit right next to him.
I take.
Over his guard friend.
Yeah, just like.
She steps over his lap.
Yeah.
Straddles him for a bit and then goes to the next one.
Oh, I slipped.
And pregnant, so. Alright.
Roll for
Has
pregnant.
everyone gone over?
Yeah, so who's actually with Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll follow.
Yeah.
I've got.
Follow it, right?
Are there enough seats for everyone since he's got some of his guard there?
Yeah, he's
Or-
sort of
or
like,
are there
yeah,
seats on the
Come
outside?
back after, boys. I just gotta do this little business
I've
thing.
had a few drinks, so I sit there for like a few more seconds, take a couple more sips, and realise I was meant to go with them. I looked to say a sign to Kendra, was like,
She fast.
All right, really, really quickly, because a lot of you have been drinking all afternoon. I want you all to make.
I drank
I haven't had
two.
anything.
You have okay. So those of you who have drank like maybe more than 4 or 5 in the space of the last 2 hours, make a con save.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, you do.
21.
Are you in?
14.
No,
14.
Sorry.
15.
21.
21. Cool. Yeah, you guys are all fine. You've had drink before. No problem.
I'm straight up at drink.
Jonathan's sitting there, and you notice that he's drinking. It's like a liquid blue. It's like a very bright blue within a nice-looking glass.
Gatorade.
I lean over. What's that?
This is ice whiskey.
Ice whiskey.
Good stuff.
Sounds.
Want a sip?
Yes, please. I take it and have a sip.
Make a con save.
No, fuck.
As I see the ice whiskey being passed, in my green eyes, see like a glimmer of blue. Just go.
10.
10. So as you take a sip,
all got a taste
it literally
of
feels
my
like the
character has a
inside
taste
of your
for it.
windpipe
Like
and your
literally my
lungs
eyes
begins to
being
fill
liquid.
with ice.
Yeah.
And you just watch for a second. It's gonna go. But then, like, it looks like she's about to convulse and go into a seizure, and then all of a sudden, this massive amount of relaxation comes over her face. Relaxation comes over her face.
That's Australian.
I felt it.
That's,
we go
that's
relaxation?
Australian. That's Australian for relaxation.
You are now essentially poisoned as you are just overcome with this massive amount of lethargy from this
As she
drink.
put it down.
Did he
So
work for
when
you?
I say poison is drunk.
Does
Yeah.
ice whiskey have like? Is it like frosting? Or-
Yeah.
I look at her and say, "Oh, so that's what fire and ice looks like."
You're
not
just
pretty.
and you're just like.
your flame hair's like.
So after that initial like
It's like a little smoke.
frozen feeling, it's just
Yeah.
warm and it feels good
There
now.
we go.
I look at him and I'm like, I'm a whiskey
Interesting.
man myself.
Very.
Is what would you compare it to?
Ice.
I mean this is dwarven made. It's not really any human whiskey that can match this. There is one elvish whiskey maker who could try and hold a candle to this, but this stuff is good.
The Elvis whiskies.
Ryek lost a bet to me about 2 seasons ago, so he owes me as much of this as I want for the next cycle.
What kind of bet was that?
It was a big bet. It was a stupid
So-
bet on his behalf.
Since
May-
we're having a chat, would you
May I
mind
have a
if
sip of that?
if I tried one on you?
He sort of looks at you and says, I don't think you'd be able to handle it. He puts the glass over to you. I need you a little bit onto this if I'm going to give you information about a possible...
Wait.
Oh, well, that's of course. Then
Before
I'll
I-
listen to what you have to
Very
say.
professional.
You're an adept, I'm sure you've got your book on you, yes?
Yes.
Write some
Before we
notes.
do this,
Yes.
let's place bets on the outcome.
I'm in.
Yeah.
1 gold piece says that she cocks it.
Yes, I will say she cards as well. Who's against?
Anyone reckon that she will
I'm
survive?
against. She'll survive.
You're like
Yeah, I'm again.
I'm fine.
I think she'll
Yeah.
make it.
Oh,
I think she'll make
like
it. She'll make it. She'll do this. She'll make this.
I don't know her nearly well enough to place a bet on her.
We'll see. Dana looks at you like, are you serious? I thought you were a griever. I thought you guys lived on risk.
I think he's
I
not
try to
going
minimize mine when possible.
especially when it comes to gold. Yes.
That's fair. Very well. So, I'm against her. You're for her.
That's
Are
3
you a
gold.
betting man, dragon?
I just want to know if you know anything about the animals down south that are killing people.
Oh, you should mention that. You've heard the rumors then, yes?
Yes.
All right, business. Then we can play later. So,
play.
She's not taking the drink now.
not yet. I
That's
need
it.
to.
I
wanna
need
know
to
about-
take
I need to
notes,
give her
so-
some information first. Let her take her notes
I
and
want to know
then
about the
figure it
mission.
out. All right.
I'll give her something else later.
I'm going to make this quick because the place is starting to fill up, but I'll let you know the general idea. If you choose to accept, come and see me at the guardhouse tomorrow and we can talk about full terms then. But lately in the south, the Dragani mill down there, it's about 2 days travel from here. Lately, attacks have been getting more frequent from the wildlife there. Wolves, bears, even spiders. Strange things have been going on. Now, no men have actually died yet, but some have been getting quite seriously wounded, which is stopping them from being able to do their duties of cutting wood. So we want to send someone. We sent down guards, but the guards can't report anything. They say the animals act strange and quite almost sentient, but that's, I guess, more than enough to warrant sending down an adept to investigate what's going on.
Perhaps the adept is not the person that you're looking for this job.
Well, I mean,
This-
bundling a griefer in could definitely be a good thing.
This perhaps might be a job for me.
And what is it that you do, Master Elf?
I specialise in all things nature.
Well, that's dandy then. I have an adept, a griefer, and a nature man all in one.
I'm an elven ranger by all means. Anything in the wild is kind of my specialty.
Well, anyway, to put it simply, I need someone to go and investigate, see what's going on, and if any sort of magic or some sort of creature is causing this, to deal with it. The Feldenbrook treasury, because obviously down there at the lumber mill is Dragani cedar, which is quite a big export from Feldenbrook. We are offering the sum of 1,000 gold pieces.
Each or total?
Oh no, we couldn't afford each. Total.
I guess it'll do.
1,200.
1,200. We do need to split it evenly between us.
14.
We don't know what we're dealing
Look,
with. guys.
look, if I am getting a griefer involved and also a nature man and the adept, I'm sure I can swing 1,200 somehow.
Just so we can split it evenly and fairly.
Very well. Now, on top of this as well, obviously bandit attacks are running rampant as well, so there is a bounty on bandits.
Two birds with one stone. I love killing bandits.
Yes.
Well, I look
Again, better
over.
these metaphors.
I look over at Marcus. I'm like, and I just sort of not nonchalantly say, well, I'm a bounty hunter.
Huh, that's good to know.
I wanted to speak to you privately, but I have no qualms with mentioning it in front of these now seemingly new friends. I was going to ask if you had any bounties that would be worthy.
Well, bounties, definitely we do. So we have your normal bandits, just roving idiots who don't really do well. They normally have some sort of boss, but they don't make too much of a name for themselves.
My favourite.
They're worth, each of them, 2 gold, captured alive, 1 gold if dead.
What proof do we have to bring back?
Most of them wear armbands, but bring their swords. Usually they etch their own sort of gangs into it. But there are 2 groups that we are trying to destroy. They are causing quite the problems for us right now with the festival coming up. Ambushing caravans on the way, ambushing people, robbing them. So more or less there are 2 groups that you can look for. First one, they know known as the Horned Juggernauts. These guys, you don't want to be found on a battlefield with them. They're comprised of very, very strong dudes who hit hard.
I don't know being in hard at all.
We don't have much intel, but
You're good.
They'd have to
we
hit.
know that they are run by a half-orc, and his name is Vel, I believe.
You see a noticeable just wince at the idea of a half orc
I
and
twitch.
Marcus.
I twitch.
Half-orcs are like, oof. You know.
I twitch at the thought of a half.
No, more like I don't like them.
My twitch is more like vehement hate.
You will know when a caravan has been ambushed by the Juggernauts, because there are no survivors and it's a bloody mess there.
Orcs are good for nothing.
They are good for nothing. Anyway,
Oh,
Vel's head is
no,
worth
that's-
500 gold at the moment.
I would be pleasured. I'll take his head.
You would be pleasured.
Yes.
Strange words, elf, but yes.
Is he
Again,
worth
though,
more to
5.
you alive or dead?
Perhaps the usage of my words are different to how you would use
He's a
them.
half-orc. He's not used to anyone alive.
Okay.
Again, though, 500.
But each...
I don't like killing needlessly.
well, I tell you what, you'd be doing a great service to Feldenbrook if he was dead. He's caused trouble for many cycles.
Tell you what, in the interest of splitting monetary gain evenly, how does 600 gold sound?
Oh, but wait. Obviously, he has men who serve him willingly, so each of their weapons collected, it's known that their weapons have the engravings on their hilts. It's a skull helmet. That's what their sigil is, I suppose, and each of these weapons are worth 20 gold. So kill 10 of his bandits, that's another 200 gold.
Okay.
20 gold each.
Yes, but these people are not to be taken lightly. They swing hard and fast.
I never try to underestimate people. You never know what could come out of unsuspecting types.
Yes. My problem is I constantly underestimate them.
Now,
I look at you with like a kind of
the second
inquisitive
group?
look and like
the second
kind of
group,
like, yeah, you're telling me. Kind of
It's,
look.
it's strange to me when I fire an arrow and hit something and it doesn't die. I'm very shocked.
the second group we know less about. All we know is that they're known as the Dancing Ravens. Ominous indeed. We know that they are a group of humans in Eldrin, but they're usually wearing black
You
hoods.
say Eldrin.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a lot more dangerous.
Yes, they are very, very
What were
dexterous and nimble.
Eldrin, they're like me and aloe vera, but more emotional and volatile.
Eldrin, E-L-D-R-E.
Eldrin.
Eladrin.
They're like distant cousins, except they're much harder to pin down, unpredictable.
The good thing about
and
these ones,
dangerous.
at least, is they plan their ambushes quite meticulously, and they try and leave as many as they can alive and spare people, and just take what they need. So they're usually interested in trade and merchant goods. They don't kill.
Regular Robert Hoods.
Yes, that's right. We don't know where their camps are, though. At least with the Horned Juggernauts, we know that their compound is somewhere within the ravines northeast of the Dragani Forest.
Do you know any of the members? I gather not with
Of the Dancing Ravens, no. No one has ever really seen them because they come by and attack so fast and before they even know it, they're gone with their treasure.
Could we
How do
perhaps set up an ambush for them? Set ourselves up like
Something
somebody
tells
that
me-
they might be looking for.
Something tells me that
They don't really look
wouldn't
for
be
people,
easily
it's more just
outwitted.
items, aren't they?
While these bandits aren't exactly too much of a nuisance, they are annoying, but they're not killing people haphazardly like the Juggernauts are. So their armbands are worth 10 gold pieces each, and any sort of intel or other information found about where their camps might be, or even their leader, would be definitely worth them some that we can figure out when we cross that bridge. But it won't be measly.
I'm just a muscle.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you've got a lot of that.
His muscles are bigger than my head.
However, I
Eldrin's a very
also
big head.
am looking for the most gold we can find. Because
I second his emotion.
seems to be what several of us are in for. So,
Gold is
but
is able to supply things you
Well,
need. in
the
life.
southern road would still have bandits about. Bandits usually strike at this
Well,
point
this
of the year.
is this is more for future thought.
Of course. And I mean, I'm hoping that this investigation down south wouldn't take you longer than a week.
So
By that time, the festival would have started. Bandit attacks, like normal, will be running even more rampant.
that's a week round trip. You're estimating.
I'm hoping. It depends how good she is. Or
I've
it depends how good he is.
I've heard
and you are.
things from my own homeland. I've heard things about her prodigious
Really?
genius.
You reached the bounds of Zareth there.
She originally came from our
Of course.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you said you were from here.
Anyway,
I apologize for. I was not aware that you were keeping that secret.
That's fine.
Well,
It's fine either way, it doesn't change.
I
a thing
shall
for
give
me.
you the night to think about it.
We'll do it.
I mean, you don't speak for everyone.
I'll do it.
I will also do it.
I too will do it.
That's 3 out of 6. That's good. It's more than 50%.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm more of the type to see things as a group before we tell individually, but I think we're all in.
You're all in. It's good to hear. Well,
Yes.
enjoy the night.
Absolutely.
Come by the guardhouse tomorrow morning around 10. I should be there back from my rounds in the early morning.
Well, before we go, is there any sort of an extra advice, or you'll give us more information tomorrow?
I'll give you more information tomorrow. He's like, for now, new faces have arrived. I have to do my
And
thing.
more importantly, the bet.
The bet! Yes! The bet! Of course,
Now
now.
the business is settled, and I put 2 gold down. I think she's fine.
Right. He matches your 2 gold. I think she's going
Put 2
down.
golden as well. Fine.
How much do I win out of this?
Should be fine.
None. You
2
do not
gold. He
need the
puts.
bet.
If you don't bet, you don't get any.
Right. 2. He puts another 2 gold in.
Are you still
By the way,
doing
sorry,
anything?
can you do me a favor? Can you roll your portent?
Oh, that's
you would have
right.
had portent
Oh
from the
my
start of
gosh,
the day.
if you roll high, use it.
17.
Or don't use it so they
Nice.
lose
Well,
money.
17 and
betting.
9.
I was like against, but then I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Are you?
Portent. Okay. He's like, no. He's looking at you. Surely not. He puts another 2 gold in to match yours. Remember?
I
You're
put
surprised.
4 gold.
Can you bet on
You're
yourself?
sure of yourself, girl, aren't you?
I mean, how are you guys gonna split his limit?
So he's putting against each of them.
I'll just say
That's not really in your favor.
He slams 4 gold down. It's not, but if she cocks it, then I win a lot.
True.
since Ryak is indebted to you with this, as you say, amazing whiskey, would you mind if I had one under your free?
I appreciate you trying to do that, but Ryek is a good friend of mine, and I would not want to.
Welcome. How much does he normally ask?
For one of these, 2 gold.
Oh, pittance.
Yes. All right. He puts
So
like
currently we're on. How much is on the table right now?
There's 4.
so. There's eight gold from him, and then 2, 2, 4.
Shall we all go for to match it?
What's basically happening
Did you
is
I'm happy with my 2.
Would you put 4 in for all of them?
He's looking and thinking.
There's an extra 4 for you, 2 each from us.
I want you to make a deception check because you know what's going to happen. You've had a glimpse. You remember this bright blue liquid?
I know.
You know?
That is a
20.
Yeah. So
That is
you've got a
20.
poker face. You notice that he's trying to read you quite deeply. All right.
2 extra gold, my friend.
2 extra gold.
He
Puts it
wants
in.
to read you.
Are you going to put 2 extra gold in? Marcus, 2 extra gold. Are you going to do it or are you going to keep them at 2?
Well, look, everyone else is, so...
12
Right.
from the payable, 12 from the man.
Puts it in. Very well.
We got
I-
4,
Betting
4.
I'll
be
roll
the devil.
first and then I'll see.
Huh?
Shall I roll first?
No, you choose.
No, you choose.
So
You
for your
get your
portent,
full
you
roll.
choose before you roll.
Oh, so I choose if I want to use
If you
the
want to use
portent?
one of your values, yes.
Or do I roll first and then use
No,
the
you
die?
have to say that you're using your value first before you can do anything. You can't roll then choose.
Oh, okay.
because that's essentially lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So you're sort of sitting there thinking this is easy because you've had a small little glimpse of a light blue liquid, and then you're just drinking it, and
Which is-
it's beautiful.
Ironically, why she's probably been not drinking much tonight.
Yeah. All right. He like sort of slides over like 3/4 of his goblet. Go on. You scull it, and once again you feel the cool sort of come into your throat and your lungs, and it's sort of a bit takes
It'll
your
be
breath
an
away
18
for a bit.
total.
Yeah, takes your breath away for a bit, but then the warmth, and you just sort of sit there, not even phased, compared to your friend Kendra, who's just still sort of slumping in her chair, like, oh, this is good.
I lean over to her. I tap her on the shoulder. Yeah.
Hi.
Grab my 4 gold.
Show me the
And his
glass.
4 gold.
Impressive, not bad at all.
You have
Take my gold. I've lost fair and square.
I would have bet against
how
her.
much-
I'm glad I didn't.
How much do I get?
So you would have gotten 4 gold on top
So
of your
8
4
total.
gold.
So 8.
Just add 8.
8 back.
Oh, I
So you've
4.
got. Did you lose? Did you lose your 4?
No,
No.
I
So just add 4.
I can math.
Quick maths.
Well, she's stronger than she
I
looks.
don't have that much.
That's not nothing.
No, that's
As
from,
my
thing.
friend. It's all
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
fortitude.
Just do a 30.
As I said, you
Oh,
never
you got a
know
fair
what
bit,
to
don't you?
expect from the
How much gold was she supposed to have? Sorry, because she's still got the
Because
gold from
I
the one
still
shot.
have one from the old one.
Ah, yeah, you probably have like maybe 50 or 60, somewhere around there.
Dude, 54.
Okay, so
54.
at this
That's-
point, Denethor stands up. I know when I've overstepped my boundaries gambling. Luckily, most of that is what I won off Ryak, so no hard feelings. Anyway, I look forward to
You
seeing you tomorrow.
underestimate me, don't you?
I did, and I regret it. You're a very strong and independent woman. Well done.
Oh, you
But not independent because you're codependent. Now, I assume
Oh.
you will obviously get the correct paperwork signed by your master tomorrow to me, so you
Yes,
sign
I
off.
will. I will.
Very well. Well, I expect that tomorrow morning, so come meet me. Let's say meet at mine at noon. So go to your master in the morning, get that sorted, and the rest will work itself out, I guess. 1,200 gold. I'll also give you a down payment, which is the usual thing. So I'll give you 200 gold to start with that you can split among yourselves, and the rest will come once the investigation is done. Sound fair?
Splendid.
All right. Very well.
Oh, good night, Captain Charming.
Good night, Master Elf.
Sounds good.
You don't know many things, do you, Dragon?
Spent a long time at the top of a very tall mountain.
It
That
is
sounds
very tall,
blissful.
isn't it?
It wasn't.
Actually, I want to see what
I
That's
point to my scar
Years
across my eye. It wasn't.
I recant my statement.
Right.
would you have failed?
No. I would have been.
I did use W wrong.
I just used.
So
Another
the night-
natural 20.
It's alright.
At this point now, it's
That's 2 in a
dark.
row.
So
What
we've
is
reached
with
about
that?
6:37 p.m. For those of you who haven't eaten, you've probably starting to get a bit hungry by this point now. And the tavern is almost like 3/4 to full. So it's very, very rowdy with lots of people
Partaking's good.
No,
Partying, having a good time, boisterous laughter, people over near the dartboards playing darts. There's card games happening now. You notice that barmaids have almost like tripled, so there's like 6 or 7 of them running around taking different orders. It's quite chaotic in this spot now. What are you guys doing?
Is it late evening or like?
It's like probably 7ish now. You've been here for about maybe 5 hours.
I'm gonna you've seen me play darts before. In the last town we were in. Quite good at it. I'm gonna walk over and see whoever's playing darts. They're betting money.
They are betting money. So there seems to be a commoner. He's just playing for fun. But he's hanging out with another person. He's wearing like a silver sort of tunic with little bits of red stitching in it. And he's got like a black hood that's sort of, or cape that follows him down there. And he sort of goes towards the dartboard and just straight into the bullseye. It's just all in the wrist. If you flick it properly, it'll just fly where you want it to. He looks at you. A monk. You must be good with darts.
I look at him and I kind of look a little bit sheepish, even though I'm a dragon. Try and look as sheepish as a Dragon Ball candidate.
Man.
I'll be honest, I'm spent a long time at the top of a very tall mountain.
Yes, haven't we all?
I would assume not. However, this game seems to make sense, so I've never played it. I'm clearly bullshitting, by the way. Well, not clearly bullshitting, but I am bullshitting.
Or deception.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I'm clearly bullshitting.
Of course, none of us have ever played the game, really, have they? Not until the moment comes.
Do I get the sense that he didn't believe me?
Yes.
Okay.
He's being sarcastic as hell.
I'm like, how much are you betting?
A betting dragon. Does that make you a gold dragon? He smiles at his own joke. Just like a person from your table goes, get out!
Like,
I just sort of lean over and that was woeful. That
Yeah.
was woeful.
Apologies, but look,
I reach into my pocket again.
how much have you got?
2 gold for the bet and 1 gold for you to stop making dragon puns.
So 3 gold. Okay.
Hey, don't give him that help. We all, he's just gonna be dragging it out.
I'll pull out 1 more gold in there and 1 for you.
Can I walk over and?
To make a
Oh
dragon
wait, no,
pun?
sorry.
Alright, well, that's...
I'm obviously behind, just watching.
I'm
That's
interested
fine.
in playing the game as well.
Right. Well, he puts the 4 gold in. I suppose the scales are in your favor then. Once again, just fuck off, seriously! You're not funny!
What race is he? Did you say human?
Human.
Oh, God, there's no puns for humans.
Wow, look at that.
Pink skin.
He really blew it away.
Straight out.
Right,
Straight out
well,
of
best of 3 then.
Did you hear that?
What?
I said he really blew you away.
Oh, yes.
We have 2 masters.
Do you allow outside betters or is it just you versus the opponent?
Please. I suppose that the,
Oh, you do outside bets?
not really. I mean, that's sort of unfair on my
This
part.
is pretty
to put
much
more
going to be
money
our
in.
entire campaign, just us betting on stuff. Yeah.
I can't put a bet.
Well-
But I'm sure he's muscle bound.
I have a 5 gold limit for my bets, so...
I look at these guys and go, maybe just give me 1 game of...
Oh,
Alright, well, it's
Been
the
a
best of
while.
3 darts. Whoever has the most points wins.
Sure thing.
Alright,
Okay.
great.
I guess it's your board. You can
Right.
go first.
He gets his first dart, and you see him start to line up. And he throws the dart. And once again, straight into the bullseye.
Is it a dex thing?
Most likely.
Oh my god.
I mean, what's Dex? I've never heard of Dex.
He takes a second dart.
Rexterity.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
1 each,
no,
right? At a time?
Oh, I thought we were doing all 3. Well, I've already thrown my second one now. You notice this one's gone slightly out of the bullseye. It's sort of like in the inner ring. So the bullseye is outside, middle, inner, and bullseye.
Yeah.
Full Scalera.
So he's in the inner ring, just outside of it, which is worth 8 points. So he's on 18
Oh.
points so far.
3 at a time. Okay.
And he goes for the last one, lines it up, and his technique is quite awesome. Once again, straight into the bullseye. It's 28 points to me, Dragon.
As I watch, like, oh, his arms move with the grace of an elf.
Please. And he bows towards.
Beautiful.
Hands you
Take
the
the
darts.
darts. How do they feel?
They feel fine.
Cool.
They feel like normal darts.
And I'm watching, is it the same darts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll perception if you're watching, actually.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Okay. Roll perception.
I was watching.
Do they feel like the kind of darts that I would have?
This guy seems to be fairly above board. You notice his hands aren't doing anything. He's just playing darts. Yeah. Same thing for you.
Do they feel like a?
They feel
I'd be
like a standard dart.
fairly comfortable throwing them.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Fairly comfortable.
Would I feel fairly comfortable
Would he
throwing
be
them?
Yeah.
proficient?
You would be.
you
You would
say?
be proficient.
Okay. And I take the first one and
Now the question
I
is,
aim.
do you use dexterity or strength?
I aim at the center.
Alrighty.
Strongly.
That's up to
That
you.
is strong.
That's up to DM.
What do I do? What should
So
I do?
just roll and then tell me what your value is to hit.
Well, okay, so would
So
you
adding your dex and proficiency.
dex.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a thrown weapon.
So adding dex plus proficiency is
Yeah.
actually.
Throwing your strength.
It's up to the DM.
I'd say dex because you're not trying to.
You're not trying to destroy something with force. You're
Yeah.
trying to be.
Yeah.
Proficiency plus 2, so I had plus, I had plus
Yeah.
5.
So adding dex, not strength.
So plus 5. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So can I aim a little bit? My perfect aim is going to be just outside of the bullseye.
Okay.
Okay. That would be a 24.
24. So, like,
accidentally get
just the way that it works, you sort of go, okay, and you think back to your training days, and you throw it slightly right, and you just everyone sort of watches the dart curve and straight into the bullseye.
I was aiming for not the bullseye.
Okay, well then, sorry, you
I was aiming
aim.
for outer ball.
Okay, you aim hit the outer ball.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
How many points is he?
He's on 28.
And what am I on?
You're on 8.
You gotta
So the
roll.
middle's worth what?
10.
So you gotta roll.
Yeah.
I look at him and I go, well, now I've got a feel for the darts. I mean, it seems you're much better than I am.
Practice makes perfect.
Would you like, maybe we could make this a little bit more interesting and I put another 2 gold down.
Finish the game that we started first, Dragon.
I'm just offering a little bit extra.
No.
I think this is, he plays.
I'm happy with
he
our
plays
agreed
better
sum.
code game.
I'm concerned.
Very well. I mean, you're clearly better than I am. I was just offering you to win some more.
Very well. Take your next 2 shots.
I sidle up to Chef and say, is Marcus a little bit unlearned?
Now I'm aiming,
No.
straight at the
He's
bullseye now.
testing.
Aiming at the bullseye now.
Yeah.
Same roll.
Same roll. Cool. So straight into the bullseye. It literally like just hits exactly where one of his darts is.
Fantastic.
He sort of was
Where
taken
it
aback.
hit.
It's not bad.
So the way I see it, if I hit the bullseye, we're even.
Yes. Sudden death.
And if I split your dart,
You have to be very good to do that, but if you did that, I would concede these darts are made of metal.
aiming. What I mean is if I hit like the back of his dart perfectly. Yeah, you can like wedge a dart in behind another dart.
Roll your dice.
Aim for him. Aim for that. It would be a 21.
21, cool.
Oh,
Doesn't
so
quite
that
split the
could
dart,
be a nat
but it
one.
hits into the bullseye, so you guys are even. Very well. Should we play 1 dart each? Whoever gets the highest wins.
Oh, sudden death. I enjoy this.
Would
Sure.
you like to do the honours?
Oh, please.
Alright. So, this guy looks super sure of himself, and then. And it almost looks like it just goes slightly to the right and it hits the middle, which is only worth 6 points. And this guy looks taken aback, like he's like, huh? Alright. Take your shot.
Do I,
I'm looking him up and down.
have I noticed Alavera do anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
You guys have not seen Olivera do a thing.
I'm watching her
11.
intently.
11.
Yeah,
Yours
you are.
hits the outer ring, which is only worth 4 points.
Oof.
I suppose we both botched that one, but I believe that's the win to me.
I think he botched it worse. That's unfortunate.
He takes the gold. That was a very good game, though, and unfortunately.
Oh no.
Right, you get him back in the morning.
I know, but I'm just saying. I
I
was
know.
trying to.
Would it be good? Strip the dice.
Is there any blackjack tables around?
It was a 9 your
It's
second
not a
portion roll, right?
casino.
Well, he said there was some card games.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm just wondering what
Are
card
we
games.
just going to spend the whole night getting
Alright, so for the sake of brevity, you guys get food. order your food.
I've already had twice now.
I just keep getting the complimentary jerky.
Okay, he and Stoogie.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, while you guys are sitting there, just getting to know each other, I think. Yes?
Yeah.
No, hit them all.
You hear, "Oi! Pretty features!" And you see the aforementioned Declan walking towards you. Yeah, you! Pretty features with your cheeks so high and your beard so scrumptious. I'm talking to you.
Yes.
You just
Pretty features.
come into our bar and you just think you're better than everyone else with your
I'm gonna.
pretty features.
As soon as he gets close to him, I'm gonna walk around behind and catch just catch Shaq's eye over his shoulder, so he knows.
And you
what's
just hear some of like the guys behind saying, "Oh, look at this, Declan's going for it again." Yeah, I don't like the colour of your jib on your pretty feature cheeks.
I've heard about you, Declan. Go
Jeff.
away and sit down.
No, I don't like your pretty features, so he like puts up his fist. We're gonna fight right now. And then you hear like people from behind saying, he's gonna go 0-14 now. And he looks, he says, "What are you gonna do, pretty boy? You think you're scary? You don't even have a weapon on you."
I'm gonna like walk
No.
over, like just behind, just like looking over to like.
I'm clear, like I'm getting just over his shoulder to the right.
You've got the Dragonborn and the Griever just looking over like.
I'm sitting with my arms crossed and I'll take my right hand out. No weapon, hey? Etc. And
At this point, just silence. People are looking at your blade. What the?
Huh, neat trick.
And yeah, I lean forward and whisper in his ear,
I-
I suggest
My eyes.
you walk away.
My eyes blink out of sync a couple of times because I am drunk.
Declan's just eyes wide goes,
leave.
and I want you to roll an intimidation with charisma.
Normal intimidation.
Just charisma,
Yeah.
not
You're
my
more-
proficiency.
If you're proficient in
yeah,
intimidation.
so 16.
Yeah, cool. He's just like, sorry to waste your time. You notice that like everyone, like there was boisterous activity and people were like, haha, this is funny, but as soon as you've done that, the crowd's gone silent.
I think that might have been that tad much for him.
As Declan tries to walk away, I intentionally make sure he like bumps into me as he tries
And
to.
as I look
That
back,
was
I let go
fantastic.
and the blade disappears.
Just like you sort of see his blade just goes into smoke, into mist, and it's gone.
Teach me, good sir.
I don't think that was the most appropriate
That was
approach.
Beautiful.
He was just
he
being
was-
a drunken idiot.
He wasn't going to.
Again.
If it went any further, he was just going to start swinging. I just
Yes,
wanted him to go away.
But if you were smart enough, you might have defended yourself, not so much.
He shouldn't have to defend himself.
This
I think-
way,
I
we
thought-
didn't have to kill him.
You don't have to
At
kill.
this point, you just hear, "Oh, it was a pretty neat little trick there, wasn't it?" And like, just behind all you guys while you're talking about this, Henry's standing there just like over the
Yeah.
booth like this.
I lean over to him and say, "Do you think that was the best course of action?"
Oh, Declan's a little bit of a git. If you just hit him, I reckon he would have fallen over.
I want
But,
to see it again.
Show us it again.
Please.
Yeah, get your sword out.
That was brilliant.
Get your sword out again. Show us your
Cool
sword.
little trick. Go on. I'll give you an ice whiskey if you do it.
Is it going to
careful.
cause? If I do it again,
Be
the
careful.
bar's gone quiet.
Oh, that's not...
Everyone's watching.
So you just see Henry saying, "Oi, you guys, what the fuck are you doing? Keep on drinking. It's just a guy summoning a magical sword. This is Feldenbrook, for God's sake. There's a big academy up on the bluffs. Magical people come here all the time. It's nothing new. Keep drinking, you pissheads." Then you see Rye go, "Nyah," from the bar. Go on, Henry, here, go. Your sword now. Go on, show us your sword again.
I want to say something.
Just be-
Alan, please let him do the cool thing.
it's just not normally known for people to.
Are you jealous you can't show your magic?
No, it's
Can you show your
beautiful.
magic?
Show us your match.
Show us your match.
Get your match out.
Get your match out.
Bob's imagining.
I'm stricken by
Books
rules,
and
and
magic.
if I
So
do
you are
anything-
jealous.
No, not at all. It's a beautiful,
But he doesn't have
beautiful
rules,
magical
and you do.
weapon you have, and I believe in magic. It's just
This is not about me.
I walk over and just eat my
myself.
journey. I'm done.
I just wanted him to leave us alone.
I know, but he was
Pre-whiskey.
just a drunken idiot. He could just talk your way out of it. Like, you could have just hit him and he would have fell down. Like, it just seemed...
I don't crave battle.
At this point, like, Henry's face is right in front of yours. I gotta be such a buzzkill.
I'm doing the same thing.
No, not skill at all. I just think a lot of other... Never
Show
mind.
us, show...
You-
No,
you-
no. Yeah, no. I'm just intrigued. Can you do your magic? You're from Feldenbrook. Show us something cool.
Go on. You know you want to show a little bit of
No,
magic.
before that.
Next minute, freaking fire chick over here is just a fireball the whole time.
Fireballs.
I can do magic. I can do
Red
magic.
fireball.
Everyone roll a dex save.
Please show me your magic sword of destiny again.
Sword of Destiny,
Amazing.
pick of Destiny.
It was amazing.
So as I bring my hands
Huh?
up, I look at you and I just say, etc. And as my hands clasp,
Oh my
you see hilt form and
god.
smoke comes from around here
Sorry.
and forms a blade, a great sword. And it's glowing in purple, and as you look closely at it, it's almost like it's consuming light like a black hole.
What did you say? What do they mean?
That's pretty nifty, man.
It is my native language.
I'll do this.
Explains why I don't
Six
understand.
sector.
Don't worry, they make pills for that.
I thought maybe. It was cool though. It would be cool if it happened.
Close to saying it.
But
You've seen my show. You've seen my show too much.
It's part of my history.
I believe that because I couldn't do it. Can you do it, Oliver? What if you said
What are you
those
telling me?
ones? If you said those things, could you make a big glowy thing happen?
Well, not so much
Or
glowy
what?
thing. I
It's just
I
a
caused
glow
shadow
around
in
it.
where the
So I'm doing the problem by bringing this all into existence. You can't shatter it as like a 30-foot.
Yeah, it is. It's a massive radius.
Oh,
You
it's
can't
a
do it
massive-
in one
big
thing.
I was just gonna cause shadow on all the dishes
Just
out the
literally
back and just go.
That's an error of effect. That's like a particular
No, okay.
That's shattering.
Yeah.
You may as well be Sarah and cast fireball
No,
in the end.
no. I was just
You would literally
joking.
shatter the dishes and the dishy.
I
Poor
whip up
Arthur.
Mage Hand and pinch Henry's ass.
It's just a hand.
You
Yeah.
don't
He's
like
got
my
a big
pinching?
glowing sword that sucks light in.
Look, he has a different power to me. So
you
I'm
said
not
you were meant
jealous.
to be powerful. Oh,
I'm not
might be
gonna
powerful.
cause. I'm not gonna cause such a
I'm
powerful thing inside this
I'm looking at
little
you.
area.
Could you make that hand give you your drink?
Can I?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
Amazing. What a
That's
cool
pretty
trick.
I'm going to call it the piss hand.
And then I send a message to Shet saying,
into my mind.
"Look, I'm sorry. I apologize, but it's just one of those things these commoners don't know."
So you notice that she's sort of whispering to herself, and you can't hear anything around her.
So
But you can
I
hear it
recognize
clearly.
the voice.
You can hear it clearly within, like a
Okay.
whisper around your ears.
So then I'll look towards her and her mouth's not moving.
Her mouth is moving, just sort of into her hand.
Have you had too much to drink?
No.
You're whispering
Certainly
to
not.
You're whispering to yourself.
maybe she's doing some more magic.
And
Please.
can I reply
Yes, you
in
can.
my mind?
Yes, you can reply to this message.
Okay.
Hey.
Love you, Sam Regal.
And in my mind, I say, "There's no concern. I'm not by any chance offended."
And after that, I do a message in
Yeah.
going, "Can you hear me? Can you hear that voice? That's my voice."
I just see him start looking around like,
Lance, are you okay?
No. Who is that?
who is what?
It's me.
What?
Can't you hear me?
Who are you?
You know me.
Do I recognise what she's done?
Are you
No, I
speaking out loud too?
Yes.
You can roll Arcana, you can roll Arcana if you want to.
What the bloody hell's going on?
Who are you talking to?
I think
Oh,
That's a no.
Can't you
Yeah,
understand me?
no, it's some sort of magic that you're not familiar with. It's cool
Can you
though.
not hear me?
She did it to me.
I'm talking to
It's like
Alvaro.
you obviously think she must do some sort of magic.
What do you
that allows me
mean?
to speak.
She's-
You
she's
get that much.
Not necessarily more the spell,
Doing
but I recognise
stuff
that
to her
she did
She must be
something
doing
to
a
him.
magic because I can
You've seen
hear
it
a
before,
voice
so
in my
you would
head.
assume so.
It took me a while, but it sounds like her.
Are you
So-
sure?
Absolutely. She's
So
very
far,
good voice.
so far she can pinch someone's ass and talk to people in their mind.
Apparently.
Beginning to understand why she needs
At this
an
point,
entourage.
Henry's come back. For you. You know what I said? Nice whiskey for showing me your sword.
Thank you.
Let me see you drink this. I'm gonna can you do it?
Is this the ice whiskey?
I look at it. I look at him and go, 2 gold says he can't.
To who?
Prove your man.
And
No, I'm
I'll
not
take you
going to
on.
bed anymore.
I'll take you on.
Done.
Right,
Two
so
gold
2
says it
gold
does it.
carks it, does it. Con
The
save.
man with the
Con save.
magic sword surely.
No offense, Jeff. I've just seen you drink before.
11.
Oh.
Same sort of thing that happens to Kendra. He takes it and you just feel this icy clutch
I
dig into your chest and he starts to seize you and then just...
I begrudgingly hand over 2 gold to.
my sword's not quite as magical, but it glows. Can I get a whiskey for showing
I had a
that?
feeling I was going to roll bad on that. I'm like,
I look at Shed and say, "You wounded me." I thought you cool.
So,
I look at him and go, and on that note,
we have had more than one drink.
lodging.
grunts and roars happen for the rest of the night. You hear sort of triumphant roars as someone slams an arm into the table of an arm wrestling sort of competition. Once again, you hear different things, but the night sort of continues and it's probably maybe about 10, 11 p.m. now. It's getting quite late and people are starting to leave the tavern. It's getting quite late. Henry comes up to you guys again. So, you guys got rooms?
There's plenty of bush
I
outside.
live at the academy, so.
The academy's a bit of a walk away.
Yeah.
I'll need a room.
Alright, well you've already got a room, miss. You would have already hired a room probably,
Okay.
because you've been here for a
It's
while.
just that drunk. You're like,
Yeah, you're just like,
Yeah.
you don't need a room. But you're fine. You're staying here. You're all good. He sort of like sort of reaches towards your leg and he's like, your keys are here.
Thanks.
Tie.
What
Can
are
I share a room
your
with you,
standard
Kendra?
rates?
Oh,
You know,
I think it means
pretty good.
It's
It's 5 silver pieces a night.
I know I live
Sorry?
in the academy.
5
but
silver
it's just
pieces
so
a night
far
for our
away.
better
I don't
rooms
wanna
and for
walk
our
this time of night.
lesser rooms. It's 2 silver a night.
I take out a gold and I say,
That'll get you 2 nights
or 2 rooms.
or 2 rooms. Yeah, you're right.
That's 2 rooms on this guy for
As
losing
you
the
pat,
bet.
as you pat my back, I'm asleep on the
What?
He just passed out.
That's two rooms. One for me, one for Chef. For on this guy for losing the bet. And I flick it to him.
Very good. I'll get you your keys now. What about you
What's
there,
going on?
Master Griefer?
What's going on?
It's all
Yeah, I
about
guess I
rooms.
could use a room.
Very well.
Oh, I have to sleep in the.
We got a 3 for 2 deal going at the moment. So consider yourself covered by these 2.
It's
Thank
okay. Take. I'll sleep outside. The bed's done. I need to agree.
All right.
I stumble
We
out.
share a bed.
All right.
Can't wait
You
till
stay
we
in
come
Kendra's
out.
room for the
Oh,
night?
head to toe or spooning?
What was that?
That's a bit smoky.
Are you spooning or are you head to toe? That's what Jason just asked.
Oh, I had to tell you.
What? You don't want to spoon me?
Can you roll for lesbian?
Oh my
It's
god.
not
I don't
lesbianish.
mean to be crass, but that aloe vera must be very moist.
Aloe vera.
Jesus. All
You
right.
guys are
And you
shit.
guys are worried about my sense of humor.
Yeah, you guys retreat into your rooms, and as the night's sort of shenanigans fade away and sleep begins to take its embrace on you,
I'm going
drift
outside
into
to
sleep.
meditate under the stars.
All right, and you do that. You're feeling quite at peace. It's like the night has sort of come to a stop. There's less sounds in the air than what has been going on all day, and you all successfully get a long rest. Halfway through the night, Chef, there is a knock at your door.
Oh, gas. Oh, we should have slept in the same room.
It's a gas pump.
Okay. I go to the door and before I open, yes.
Would you be so kind as to let me in?
Would
I am a friend.
I find it hard to believe in a town where I've only just met a few people.
We've met already.
I open the door.
You see Henry standing there. Did not think to see another disciple of Dane in this city.
Oh, I let him in and I close the door behind him, so
Oh. Yes.
that's a no.
I'm sure that your presence here is no coincidence. I merely feign my persona down there, but I've served Dane for a while now, giving out information to those that do his work. Sometimes I talk like this for a bit of a cover, but quite well spoken.
I questioned.
As I said, that's quite impressive what you can do. But then as he does it, he dual wields two things out of mist. You'll learn. Stay vigilant, stay faithful in Dane. But there is something to the south that needs to be destroyed. We don't know what it is, but it is something.
So
and it is Dane's
the
will.
beasts aren't the problem.
There's something that is manipulating them, and it needs to be dealt with. That is all I can give you. But that girl, she's important, yes? Did you receive the same thing?
I was told she's important
Stay.
from Dane.
Yes, I received the same thing too. So I have been loitering around your group for the rest of the night. Stick close to her, yes? Watch her. Good.
Thank you.
Enjoy your sleep. Stay safe.
Before you go,
Yes.
it's very good that I have someone that I can trust.
A word to the wise. Do not bring out your weapons in public. You can scare people and attract the wrong kinds of attention. And with that, he sort of nods and he turns and he walks out. Alrighty.
Contemplating, before I go to sleep, I write in my journal. You know who it's to.
Cool. You just, once again, that sort of feeling that you are following the right path, which is what you crave. Those nights where you don't feel like you're following the right path, you get quite lost and anxious, but you know you're meant to be here. And there's that overwhelming sense of, clarity and just warmth that you're meant to be here. Cool. All right, and with that, morning breaks. Once again, you hear the standard sort of rooster. You guys awake from your long rests.
So we met in the tavern.
All right.
Unique.
I mean, does any D&D story not start in a tavern?
It's true. It's true.
Is it even D&D if it doesn't start in a tavern? We're Aussies, for goodness sake. Hello. We literally live to have alcohol.
We came up with the rule.
It's true. All right. So, as you guys wake up, what are you doing, Chef?
I'm already awake, meditating.
Yeah.
Would his room have been near mine?
Yeah.
Let's give the familiar knock. Just to let you know that I'm up.
Cool.
I go down to get some breakfast. Is it early?
Probably like 7, 8.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people within the tavern just eating.
Yeah. Probably been writing in my journal in the morning as well. Not that I'm troubled, but I'll send you a message.
Cool. All right, Kendra, what about you?
I've gone downstairs to get some breakfast.
All right, sure enough.
You've obviously woken me up.
Alavera, you've gone downstairs, I assume, too?
And I rolled my twos.
What did you get?
A 16 and a 6.
16 and a 6. Good to know.
That is so good to get one either side.
All right, whatever. You've gone downstairs. How about you, Lance? What are you doing? You've come back into the inn to meet up, or are you still chilling out in the natures?
I'm meditating upstairs.
Barak?
Gonna go down and get some bacon and eggies.
Oh, some bacon and eggies.
So I just
Sure enough.
Bacon and eggies.
The sight that you see is very, very strange. So you see Henry, this 8-foot Goliath, and he's got obviously sort of tattoos all along his chest that sort of wrap around his torso and wrap around his arms. And he's sitting there in this white apron and he's just whipping up eggs. It just looks bizarre to you. He's like, oh, want some bacon and eggies, mate?
Oh, just a little bit of bacon and eggies, mate.
All right, mate. Come into this
Are you
warm
making
bag
fun
of
of how he
goodies.
talks? What a prick!
Come into this warm bag of goodies, mate. I'll help you out.
Oh my.
Yeah, cool. So obviously Henry looks at all of you. Can I get any of you guys a nice little bit of sneaky food?
I'm still upstairs.
Oh, all right then.
Have you got something hearty?
Of course I've got something hearty. Goliath, mate. Girls, what about you? Something dainty or something hearty?
Do you
Something
have
hearty,
porridge?
Alright, so he goes into the kitchen. About 10 minutes passes. Have you guys entered this at this
Now I'm
point?
using my fantastic Outlander and Rogue survival scout skills to get my own food.
Yeah, cool.
The
Do it.
highest quality.
Yeah, after probably about half an hour, I'll come
Alright.
back.
So about 15 minutes passes and he comes out with 4 plates. He's got like 3 big bacon and eggies and then 1 like porridge, and he like puts them down nicely for you guys and just sort of throws it towards Alavera. Porridge. Porridge.
Do you don't like making the porridge?
No wonder she's so weak. She doesn't have any protein.
Oh, it's meat breakfast right there.
Yeah, that's why you're so skinny and not strong. It's because you're eating porridge.
Because she wants brain food.
It's alright, you do you, love.
I scoff down the porridge and I go, I'll have some bacon and eggies too.
Oh, you want a little bit of bacon, maybe?
Just a little bit of bacon and eggs. He goes, he like you sort of see him, he looks delighted as you say bacon and eggs. He's like, oh yeah, alright, yeah, no. And he goes back into the...
He hears me yell back and make it 2 lots.
Alright, mate, 2 lots of bacon and eggies. Comes back out, sure enough, about 10 minutes later and puts the plates down nicely. in front of you.
Riveting roleplay.
You realise that his bacon and eggs are damn good. They're scrumptious.
How was my porridge?
It was alright. There wasn't the love in the porridge though, like that's in the bacon and eggs.
Oh my, yeah.
Because it's bacon and eggs, mate.
Scrum diddly umptious.
Alright, so what are you guys doing for the day?
Well, I might go back to the academy and get my paperwork signed.
Cool. Alright.
I would like to come with you if I can.
Oh.
Are we allowed into the academy?
They're allowed into the general areas of the academy.
Yeah, the general area, yes. But the innkeep, more so just me. They would be surprised about seeing a dragon.
Of course they would.
Look over
Everyone's
at
freaking
Francis.
surprised about a dragon.
I'm not there.
Oh, you're not there,
No,
that's right.
I'm
Sorry.
out in the wilds. Making full
Wilding.
use of my class. Making full use of my class and
how-
background features.
So I just sort of lean forward and I
How
say,
far would he be? How far would he be?
outside the city.
Outside of the city.
How would you know?
But like how far though?
But how would you know?
Like, because my range, I might send him a message.
No, he's way outside 100 feet.
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
Never
that's
mind.
that's not very far.
Well beyond.
Okay.
That's only
Never
like
mind.
30 meters.
Yeah, I'll go to the academy and get
drunk.
Before you leave, I'll say, will you have gotten in trouble? I don't understand the nature of your school or
in trouble for what?
for not. Didn't you say you lived at the academy?
Yes, I have a house there. Yes. Well, not a house, but like a room.
Are you bound to stay there, or do you need permission to not to
Well,
leave?
because I work in the academy, it's just a lot easier if I just stay there.
Okay.
So you don't have like a
It's not.
curfew
It's
or
not.
anything.
No, I am a grown woman.
Well,
So shall you come with me to the academy?
it does interest me. See,
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I want you to roll a nature check for me.
Oh,
18.
do
As
you
you're
want
sort of
to
doing
come
your
with
standard
us?
foraging, you find about 2 tufts of the herb that you need in order if you wanted to make some potions.
Could I make a survival
Yeah.
check for that instead?
You can make survival
That'd be
instead, yes.
interesting to you,
Oh,
I
it doesn't matter.
presume.
It's the same guy.
So just sort of
Of
as
what
you're
we
looking
talked
around, you're
about,
just
so
like,
I think you'd
this
like
is what I
it.
need.
Yes.
Okay, so
I think everyone's coming with me.
everyone's
but
coming
I
to have a
don't
little
know.
tour of Feldenbrook.
Yeah, I can show them.
Okay,
Why not?
I'm going to return to the guardhouse when the round comes around, so that's when I'll come back.
alright,
Is that
cool.
guardhouse part of?
Yeah, that's where we go at noon to see
Okay.
Done.
Duh. Yeah, what's his name? Dull.
Jennifer.
spelled.
Is that just spelled D-A-N-A-T-H-A?
Mm-hmm. Danither.
Okay.
Danither.
Danither.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was Denethor, but that's like the same thing.
Like Drenator without the R.
Alright, so you guys get yourselves and get ready to go. And sure enough, you're able to just walk through the city. And once again, the city's starting to come back into life. Lots of stalls set up. The flowers seem to be flourishing and the smell of pollen fills the air. Bees are buzzing around, all that sort of thing. Standard Disney shit, really. So as you guys continue along through, once again, aromas just seem to waft and catch most of your attentions.
What's that song from Beauty and the Beast?
I'm on.
The start of the first song?
Oh,
I'm on the lookout for.
We're not allowed to sing it.
In case we did happen to see that little girl that we gave food to.
Okay, so
It's a big city.
The poor usually.
Around.
Numerous.
yes. Cool.
Good fact.
So, as you're walking around, you sort of see like tons of children running around having a good time in the street and stuff like that, and they sort of run around you and all that sort of thing, and they head off. Just gallivanting about, sort of enjoying the sights and wonders of the city.
They smile.
Alright, so you continue off.
Kids are nice.
Yes.
Sure enough, you head to the northern gate, which heads towards the bluffs where Felton Academy is, and the guards sort of nod at you, saying, and see her especially, and they don't question anything, they just part ways. And you continue along. And you continue along the road of, Now, normally, for anyone, this would be like an hour, 2 hour journey up this cliff face, but you come towards sort of like a wall painted with sigils. And you sort of just wave and you say an incantation that's taught to you, and sure enough, like a little portal opens up within the wall. And as you walk through it, you sort of come into this beautiful courtyard, and around you you see just ancient stonework and beautiful tapestries hanging down the castle walls. And
That's
you know now
fancy.
that you're in Felton.
Yes, well, you know, taking that 1 hour, 2 hour walk is just a bit too much, so
Might
easier
help
way.
you bulk up a bit. You know, do some walking, get some exercise in.
Alright, so
I'm naturally small and petite.
So as you're walking around, you notice that there's a
I'm just
lot of
following.
acolytes and stuff sort of sitting in the courtyard. They're studying notes and stuff like that, and you notice one of them sort of like, Miss Phelan, you're back.
Oh, hey, hi.
Yeah, so this is Jessica. And Jessica is a human girl who's been in some of your very, very basic magical classes that you take every now and then. And she goes, look, I think I've sort of figured out. And she sort of waves an incantation, and 4 little globes of light come around and start dancing around her.
Ah, I see. You've gotten the hang of it.
Yes, it's but then you sort of, they go, and they sort of, and she's still trying to hold on to it, though it's tough.
Yes, it does take a lot of practice, but if you keep on going, I'm sure you'll get
Will
it.
I see you at class this afternoon?
Possibly. I'll get back to you.
She looks real hopeful. It's like, oh, fantastic, I'm looking forward to it. And she sort of scatters off towards her friends. Alright, so,
I go to the main area,
Okay,
and
so you head
I leave them in the main area.
okay, so you head inside to sort of the main foyer. There's different sort of desk clerks doing different jobs. You know, there's a couple of commoners who are up here, like trying to sell goods up here, and even some tradesmen who are just,
Are we free to wander in this area?
yeah,
Are there any,
to an extent.
are there any books?
Oh, there's a library. There's a general library.
I want to read a book.
Oh, good for you,
Try.
man. Alright, so
I'm a monk.
Oh,
You go-
right, sorry.
you go
I
into
just
the library.
think of your Dragonborn, and I just think, no.
and you're met
You
with
think of Jason and his
Wow,
previous
racist.
characters.
You're met with this older looking man. He's got like a big sort of chain around his
I'll
neck.
go with them to the
and
library
like
too.
these amount of keys that are on his chain, you
Oh my
lose
God.
count. There's like at least 100 keys there. And he looks sort of like almost like he's hunched over by the sheer weight of the keys that are around his neck. Yes, you are not from the academy.
I
no?
woke up and
Ah,
morning.
yes, Mistress Phelan, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. These are my friends.
Oh, you've made friends.
I like actually just laugh like in the background. Just like,
Thanks.
Good for you. All right. Well, your friends, you know, they can stay in the general area, and I will help them find what they are looking for. But Obviously.
I understand this. Just maybe possibly look after them.
Of
They
course.
might go astray, possibly.
Master Dragon,
Oh, me.
yes, what are you looking for books?
I
And then
was-
you're sort of left with him, and whatever you want to find, you just, yeah. Sure enough, you head over to your master's chambers. She's probably in there. Huh? Enstera. Enstara.
A-N-S-T-R-A. Okay.
Yes. Right. So as you knock on the door, you hear her voice, come in.
Oh wait. No, I'm talking about the guy with the chain.
Oh,
The library.
yeah.
You didn't tell me his name.
No, his name is Simon. He's a human.
Belmont.
Not everyone in a fantasy setting has a weird name, right? There are
Humans
Pauls, there are
generally have
Johns.
just normal names like we have.
Yeah.
Saying
Okay.
that it's not a normal
So as you knock on Master Enstera's door,
There's two.
it's sort of like the door just opens up by itself, and you see her hunched over, scribbling notes. So she's scribbling notes. Ah, yes. Elevera, come on in. You remember Enstera? She's a beautiful Eladrin. She's got long blonde hair, and she's got her Master Arcanist robes on. So like a deep purple and blue with like patches of gold and black. Yes, you've been away for quite a while. You did not return last night.
Just tonight. I was just with my friends.
Friends, oh,
Uh,
good for you.
You're not here. Yes, I do make friends. Maybe not as regularly as others.
the excited mother. Like,
Maybe not as many as others, but yes, I made a few friends. They're gonna. This is what I came to you about. I have gotten a mission. I just need your approval, and that's what my friends are for, the escort.
Huh. So you're taking an adept mission, are you?
Yes.
Okay, so she sort of puts down like a bowl, and she adds like a little bit of red dye, a couple of other different reagents she's got there, and she begins to mutter an incantation, and then you just hear a voice from the other side of the bowl. Yes, Mistress Estera, what is it? Just double checking. Is there an adept's mission that has been authorized by Danitha down in Feldenbrook? And then you just hear back, yes, there is actually a southern investigation. Apparently he's got some people onto it. I think actually one of yours might actually have been asked into it. And Esther goes, very well, thanks, that's all I need to know, and she sort of waves it off. All right, no problem. She signs a writ. And she goes, if this is what I think it is, this could be your promotion if you find out what this is.
Really?
Of course, I mean, you've done missions before in the past, and you've been teaching well. This could definitely earn you your robes if you do well.
What?
Yes. Oh, yes. That sounds really, really great. Well, I better get onto it.
You better get onto it indeed. All right, well, she's like, I'm too busy for this. She starts writing notes, and she waves, and just like another
Spicy.
thing of like quill and ink comes, and she begins to sign on like this writ, and she hands it to you with a seal. There you go, take that to Danitha. That will give you the full permissions.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Now, just be careful, yes?
Yes,
still-
I may be gone a while, so maybe you might have to look after my classes, or get someone to look after my
That's
classes.
fine, I'll get all that sorted, but you're still naive. You're going quite far for this one. Two days south.
Let's just say I've got a Dragon Ball. I've got a what's his name? I've got a bounty hunter, and I've got a sneaky guy, I guess.
Quite the crew. Anyway, very well. Well, you do you. You've got this figured out. Remember to keep your wits about you. Investigate everything. Don't leave any stone unturned.
Yes, I'll write every single moment of it
Never
down.
discount a conclusion.
Yes, I'll do as what you have taught me.
Of course. Good. Well, anyway, here it is. And,
I
May-
shall maybe see you in a week
Matronus-
or a fortnight.
Matronus, make your investigation easy.
Yes.
Very good.
While
Shoot.
that's all happening, I want to be getting goss from the not Mesa on Ella.
Okay.
just
So,
like, just
you
being like,
roll perception.
you got any stories
Roll
to
perception.
tell?
Steal an iPhone.
Nat 20.
All right, so you look around,
You see
and
the
just
eyebrows.
you know crowds, and you just see like the most snottiest, snarkiest looking female wizards sitting there. They've got like their robes slightly up and more revealing than the rest of them, and they just seem to be talking non-stop. And you just sort of do like a small little edge over until you're right near them, and they're looking at you like, yeah? What?
Do you have any goss on that aloe vera?
Mistress Alavera?
Yeah.
She is strange.
I
She
should say
sees
that.
things. She sees little things before they happen. So they say.
See things before they happen.
Yeah,
What? Like future reading?
yeah. There's other rumors too. They say that she sometimes cries in her room at night. That's what I've heard. Some even say that a demon once possessed her.
Demon.
Yeah. I mean, she can be a bit of a devil sometimes. That woman is strict, just like her master. But anyway, you know, bitches are gonna be bitches. Am I right?
And master the music the one
I kind of just like to that comment. I kind of like disapprovingly like whatever kind of.
Yeah. You realize that these girls are young. Like they're probably maybe 15, 16. They're teenagers. They're acolytes.
Grade 10s.
Pretty
Right.
much.
Well,
Yeah.
bitches.
Good
Bitch,
luck.
bitches.
Good luck with your studies. I just kind of.
All right.
Just kind of walk away.
Cool.
Yeah, we know what they're studying.
And are you doing anything in particular at
Or you're reading.
Kindra? Are you doing anything?
I'm just kind of sitting on one of the lounges in the library,
Just-
just kind
yeah.
of looking around,
Oh.
watching him
Are
stare
you
at the
hungover
books.
at all, or?
What kind of
No, I'm not
books?
feeling great.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, it's
not
gonna be
feeling
kind.
great today.
Oh,
yeah.
You notice you get a lot of glances too.
Yeah.
But you're sort of like you shrug it off. You're used to it.
I was
Yeah.
sort of not necessarily staying away from her, just curiously observing the night before. So I come up and I sit next to you and I say, so, Kindra, I have. Hey.
You're pretty weird, eh?
Yeah, mate.
Freakers
Okay.
with you.
You've never seen this kind of person before. What do you do? Especially as someone who's also seen as an
Have
oddity
a
in
go
society.
at her. Tell her you try and hook in.
That's not it.
You don't do that? Okay.
Just let them talk.
So, I haven't seen your species before. What are you?
So I'm a fire genasi, and I wouldn't have seen, no.
Really?
I have no idea what you are though.
I am an Asimar.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
No.
No. Descended from angels.
Okay.
Took that pretty casually.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, right.
That must be why you seem so powerful with your weapons and all that kind of magic.
I'm laughing at him. I laugh at people's reactions. Okay. Well, that's got something to do with it. I just sort of wanted him to leave us alone, especially after sort of being partially warned about him. So it wasn't like me trying to display power or anything. It was more just I didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
It wasn't about hurting, and it wasn't about trying to be scary. It was just I know that he'll go away, and I don't want to have to punch someone or harm someone in any way unnecessarily.
I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought it was pretty cool.
I probably shouldn't have summoned my blade in public, but
Oh well.
Awesome.
Yeah, that shit can get you arrested.
As your conversation concludes, Alavera sort of steps through the library archway.
I notice the girls like laugh and like walk past me.
Yeah. They just sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
give you a bitchy look, and they're like,
And I look at him and I'm like, what did you do?
Nothing. I just thought I'd get to know a bit more about you.
If you wanted to know anything about me, you could have just asked.
But you weren't here.
Yes, but I'll be right back.
Well, now I can ask you, can't I?
Yes, what were they talking about?
I mean, they didn't have particularly nice things to say. But
This is true, but
did mention something I'm curious about. It could just be idle rumors, but have you been actually possessed by a demon? Or is that just something they say because you're strict?
Yes, I think because they're so young, they don't understand the fact that I'm very strict. And they could see that as a potential, maybe I'm a demon because I'm so angry and resentful of the kids, but I do it for them to learn.
Are we all near this, or is this sort of off?
Yeah, you probably hear it.
What else did they say to you? You looked a bit puzzled.
How are your books, buddy?
Don't know what books I'm reading yet.
That was
books
the
did you
main
ask for?
thing that they mentioned.
Are you sure there was nothing else you wanted to ask me about?
Nothing at all.
Can I roll? Can I roll to see if it's actually got something they need to ask me but he's afraid to?
It's not a fear, it's more like, I'll just tell you, you can, like, he's probably giving off this, like, he doesn't want to pry into some things, and it's more just out of, like, respect, kind of like a, I don't want to mention it because I know you probably don't want to talk about it or anything like that. Like, that's kind of where I'm coming from, like,
I guess we're gonna be in this group for a little while. I guess you can ask me a few questions if you like, if you are wanting to.
I'm sure if I think of some later, I'll ask. Thank you.
Okay.
Cool.
That's fine then. Understood.
It's probably getting to about 11 o'clock now. 11:30.
Should we head to the guard?
I'll go and get Marcus.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have that.
Cool. So you've obviously read about your different histories and different records of other things that have happened in the past, just basic fables and different stories by Okan. A lot of the monastic sort of literature and stuff that's written is very, very literal, but these ones are more stories that are written. Right?
Yep.
Because as you've looked for what you've been searching for, there's nothing on that.
Okay. The other one, is there a is there a new dying translation of Ukan?
So Simon, as you made the request, Simon sort of looks at you. The city hall would be better for that sort of a thing within Feldenbrook. Many more records there. This is a library for knowledge, not so much records.
I'm seeing Chef come in. I turn around. I go walk over to him, follow him out.
All right, sweet as.
As we do, I was gonna. So we off to fuck up some bandits.
I guess we'll see on the way. We're going to...
The wolf, the
And-
animal thing.
London.
And as we're sort of trailing behind the rest of the group just a bit, I just mentioned that that a contact had said that the animals aren't the real danger. There's something controlling them.
Have you told everyone this, or is it just?
No, it's just
Just
Marcus.
Marcus.
Because we've been together for a little while, a couple of weeks.
You and your contacts intrigue me.
Yes, this was unexpected but fortunate and appreciated.
Guess letting your sword out in public wasn't all bad.
I guess. But
Huh.
probably, I was telling Kendra while you were reading that it probably wasn't the right idea. But I didn't, you know me, I don't want to hurt people unnecessarily.
Yeah. Well, you know me. I'm gonna crack my neck. I love a scrap.
Well, don't get me wrong, if I'm forced, you've seen.
Yeah.
So the portal opens up within the courtyard again, and then sure enough, you guys walk through it. Okay.
Go to the guardhouse.
All right. You guys continue to walk along. Once again, in order to get to the guardhouse, you find yourself passing that same pastry stall that you came by yesterday. You smell it again, and you're just like, oh, your mouth. waters at
Literally,
the
like,
thought of
as soon as I smell it, I just stop, and everyone else is like, if they keep walking, I'm just like,
Do you smell something you like, Marcus?
I ignore and walk straight towards it.
it. Okay, cool.
It's not
That
friends.
same halfling woman say, "Oh, it's you again. Did you enjoy yesterday's
Literally
treat?"
pull out the copper and just place it.
Your hand goes to where your copper was, and you don't feel your coin purse there.
What's wrong, Marcus?
I seem to have forgotten to bring my coin from the... Oh. I brought my coin from the inn. Do I remember grabbing the coin
You
in the
definitely
morning?
took your coin purse in the morning.
I'll check my coin first.
I check mine. And
Yeah.
We're all just like, hold up.
Maybe it was one of the students of the academy.
I wasn't really around any of the students. I was in the library.
You guys are fine. Just one person seems to be missing their coin purse.
Perhaps you just dropped it.
Did you have much?
I
You don't have to
usually-
tell me how much, but did you have much?
I don't usually carry much. I mean, I won a few from this guy last night, eh?
Not that.
Oh wait, I won a few from that.
Stop metagaming.
I won a few from that guy from the. Was he? I
you
don't know
mean
what he was.
Luke?
Don't know.
What was his name?
Luke.
Danny boy.
No.
He was the
Next
who we're going to see.
No, the other guy that was
Oh.
with us.
Lance.
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 I won a few gold from him, but I think that was about 20, 25 gold.
So as you're standing there, you notice the same girl that you saw yesterday. And she comes up to you. She goes, you were kind to me yesterday. And thank you. My friends do bad things to help all of us. She holds your coin purse up. They said they stole this from a lizard man. Is it yours?
I kneel down, and very, very gently say, "You've got a very good match, young girl. What's your name?"
Ella.
Ella. My name is Chef,
It's nice to meet you, Chef.
and
I'm
Margaret.
sorry that they stole it from you. You were just very distracted, according to them. And sorry to say it, but they said you were an easy mark. But you were so kind to me yesterday, and I didn't want. So I made them put everything back, and they stole from someone else.
I smile. I look down. I open it up and I see how much gold's in it. Does it look like?
Sure enough, and like you sort of count what you remember, and it seems all
Looks about
there.
the same. I take it off her. I look at the lady that's
She's like
selling the
beaming
stuff.
like warmly at this exchange.
I look down here. How many of your
yes,
friends are there?
There's 5 of us, sir.
I grab 1 gold out
Mm-hmm.
and I hand it to the
baker.
baker.
Yep.
That should, whatever that buys.
Oh, that will get them 5 donuts. They're beautiful. Once again, perfect timing. They're baked fresh.
Sure thing.
I say to Ella, tell your friends that they can come and talk to us. They don't have to steal from us. We're happy to help people when we can.
And with my mage hand, I put 5 gold pieces in her pocket.
No.
Is this even Dungeons and Dragons? Is this
You guys are meant to be murder hobos.
We're
Okay,
good.
cool.
They're gonna get to me and be like, you what?
She slightly feels the
Roll.
hand.
Yeah, so she's like, huh? But then she sort of sees this thing, and then it just sort of like waves towards him and sort of disappears into mist again. And she's like, kills the gold, and just she's in awe once again, and she sort of looks up at you guys and says, "We won't forget this. We know lots of secrets about this city. Come find us." And she points down the alleyway and she says, "You see those boxes there? There's a little tunnel in there that we hide in. That's our little
Are
home."
you all children?
Well, we have the oldest one with us. He calls himself Grim. But he's like he's the oldest. He's 14. And he sort of looks after us all. He steals what he can and helps us
She's
all.
a human, yeah.
She's human, girl.
Are you all?
What's her name?
No,
Ella.
Ella.
Grim is one of the bad ones. The green-skinned ones.
And Hawk?
Not full.
Half Hawk.
Yeah.
You're not here.
As you make that face, she sort of looks offended. It's like, he's not like the others, I promise. He cares about people.
Is this Graham you're talking about?
Mm.
Or
Half Hawk.
Is it Ella?
Yeah.
Ella. We have some matters we need to address, but I'm sure we'll find you
And you can always, whenever you see us, feel free to come and say hello.
We will find you.
We don't like seeing, especially young ones, going through such trouble.
Do I know what she is?
She's human.
She's human. Okay.
I kind of shrug a little bit at that. Like it's not like I'm like, oh, no one should go through this. I'm like, yeah.
And with that, she
That's
does like a
not bad.
very, very sort of terrible curtsy, and then she goes off with the donuts in hand. All right.
And I look back at the merchant lady. I'm like, there's cheese things.
She smiles. They're still here for you.
I hand her the copper.
Awesome. She takes the copper, and sure enough,
You guys really need to try these. They're amazing. And I just like rip it.
I don't want it to ruin the bacon and eggies taste.
I've already tried these. I live in the
Grease.
city.
And you know how amazing they are.
Yes, they are amazing.
all right. So it's getting to about 12:30, and an impatient Lance has been waiting there for about half an hour now.
I was hungry.
Yeah. He's just sort of leaning against the wall.
I'm outside there, and there's a cord apple beside me, and I've got like wild grapes, and I'm eating them one by one. They're about left on the vine.
How you feeling? You drank a fair bit last night.
Huh?
How are you feeling? You drank a fair bit last night.
Look at the grapes. I guess I'm back on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, when we left, you were asleep on the bar. When I went to bed.
I slept outside. It's more comfortable.
You said you.
More comfortable in a bar, yeah.
Did you tell us? Were we part of the conversation? Did you tell us that you were a wood elf?
You know,
Yeah, we do.
You know.
Oh, you just know. Okay.
tan,
Is-
coppery skin, black hair.
Yeah.
That's what you guys generally do. You don't like to sleep inside.
Not most of us, but of my particular breed, yes.
Right.
It's not a wood elf thing, it's a conditioned.
I keep
Military.
walking and I find, what's his name?
So as you come to the guardhouse, there's like a small little like
Them top.
counter at the wall there, and there's like a young, maybe like 19-year-old boy, scruffy red hair and freckles. He's sort of desperately doing different bits of paperwork and stuff. He looks up. Yeah, can I help you?
We're here to see Denethor.
Denethor, yeah, he's in. He's expecting someone though. May I ask
Yes,
who-
it's me.
Is he? You're the adept.
Yes, I am.
He's like, and there's like your robes. Yes. Okay, yeah, he's inside. Come in. He's like, sort of like unlocks the door.
Dude.
Yeah, we did go through. Sorry, I was distracted by the ducks outside.
Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack, quack.
Alright,
Yes.
so Daneth is sort of sitting there just like looking at all this different paperwork, and he looks up. Alivera, yes?
Yes.
Right, so I assume that you've got the decree from your mistress that everything's all good. He opens it. Good. Puts it to the side. Now,
Not like that. No.
the Dragani mill is about 2 days away by foot. Unfortunately, I can't requisition you any wagons or horses because every bit of my resources is stretched thin with dealing with everything here. So, by all means, you're welcome to acquire it yourself, but we cannot compensate you for it. It's a nice walk. It's not too bad. So, if you want to do that,
But
walk's good.
you did mention a down payment.
Of course. So, if you want to spend that on horses and wagons or whatnot, you're more than welcome to.
Did you have any other resources that you could part with?
I do not, unfortunately, not for this. This is just an investigation at the moment. It could just be that the animals are acting strange and might need to be culled. Who knows? But
I have a contact in the city that informed me that the animals aren't the actual danger, but there's something in charge that's
And
doing something to them.
pray tell, how is it that someone would know that? He sort of looks at you suspiciously. You notice he's honed in on you now.
Well, I mean, it would be.
As I mentioned last night, I'm a bounty hunter.
Yes.
Um,
But to get that sort of intel, you'd normally need to be right in the middle of it.
well, it seems
That's double agent sort of level intel.
It seems that my contact had such information. It's not-
Indeed. Well, regardless, at the moment we're treating this case as animal attack, so I cannot give much. But if it is,
Oh, I'm not requesting more. I'm just letting you know.
Oh,
that
well,
that's,
of
that's
course.
something that I've been told.
hopefully that'll aid you in your investigation. But
Describe
does sound
the animal
suspicious.
tax to me in detail.
the animal attacks in detail. Well, our lumberjacks as you found out what the lumberjacks mean. Jack of all trades, wood,
Yes,
ding,
yes.
chop, chop. Good.
Yes.
So,
The jacks of
the men have been assaulted by bears and wolves on the tree line whilst cutting trees. Now, these bears seem to be able to knock them on the ground and slash them with their claws, but they seem to be holding back in a sense, which isn't normal for an animal. Normally, an animal goes for the kill if it feels threatened.
It usually runs.
It does, and that's why this is strange. After it makes the attack, it retreats back into the forest
You
line.
shouldn't attack at all if you're threatened.
So I'm not too sure what the deal is, but there's been the wolves, and it seems like they're trying to halt the harvesting of the cedar, which I've never had a problem with before.
Halt
So-
the what, sorry? Halt the...
The cutting down the trees.
That is not natural.
No, it is not, and that's why we need to investigate this. And we have a nature man, a griefer, a bounty hunter, a dragon, a fire lady, and we have an adept. So it's looking good.
After last night, it's a bit frosty.
Well, I was going.
Well, I lost my money on the wrong one, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
I jingled my coins.
I was going to ask, which I've already accepted that you said you have no resources. I was going to ask if there were anything that you could help us, with those healing potions. But I totally understand. You said no. I'm just.
Fortunately, we don't really have any healing potions here at the moment.
Yeah.
We're getting the apothecary at the moment to make them.
Okay. Are they overrun? Do you think?
Overrun. I mean, you can ask. I'm sure that they've got some sort of stock. He must be frantic at the moment. I mean, our best apothecary also runs a side business at the same time. So, but he's big in the city. He's well known, well liked. But
Would I know the
I mean, nature man. Surely you can make potions, right?
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
Well, we need...
Convenient.
Everybody, will we need supplies? You guys? Okay.
Well, if we're walking for 2 days, then I would say
We're going to need more food and.
yes.
You need some rations and
Ah,
stuff.
my
But
friends,
he's
let me assure you, you will not need rations for the journey.
Should we just
Okay.
get rations or anything?
What?
I trust him.
Well,
Yeah.
If he says we don't
If he
need
says
it,
we don't.
As long as we're not just eating
you're
berries.
adept at living off the land.
Yeah, what are we eating?
Whatever you want,
Meat.
There.
I can find it. If you want berries, I can
I'm
find
good with that.
all right.
It's been a couple of days since I've had a
bounty
good...
the land offers, I can procure
It's
it.
been a couple of days since I've had a good scrap, so let's find someone to...
Now we haven't received any intel lately from the mill. It's been about 3 days since we had our last talk with them.
That's
So-
worrying.
Was there last?
Oh, I mean
Yes,
that's not. We usually check in with them every 4 or 5 days or so.
Who's
That's a
this?
standard intel report.
Was the last intel that you received or conversation that you received was it
3 days
more
ago.
troubling?
It was getting progressively worse. That's why we've done
Jacks.
something now. So, make haste. Your contact there is Yenman. He is the foreman and the
What's his name?
sort of manager of the mill.
Yenman.
The Master Jack.
Yenman is a bit of an asshole. I'll put that simple. He's a half elf who is quite
I will
sure
write
of
that in
himself.
capital.
He makes rash decisions, but he gets the job done. That's why he's got the job. So, try to deal with him as best you can.
Curious.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's about 2 days on foot.
Yes.
These half-orc bandits that you've been having trouble with, are we likely to run into them on the way?
You might.
Are they more likely to attack us if we're on foot or by a caravan?
Probably on foot.
Well, either one, really. They're just bloodthirsty
Yeah.
mongrels.
Let's say we go on foot.
Yeah, I'm.
See if
happy
we
that-
run into these... Was it kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so you said?
Exactly.
Alright. So, Danitha looks at you guys while I'm about to go back on patrol, so is there anything else you need? Or else you have my blessing.
If that's all the information that you can give, then we're happy to be on our way.
Very good. He gets a sack. Sort of falls on the table. There's 200 gold here as promised. Consider it the down payment. Use it as you will.
Okay.
Good luck. Alavera, I've heard that you've got a lot riding on this case.
Is there now?
You have heard.
What's riding in this case?
I might have a possible promotion if we lead to something more and if we solve it. If.
And what does the promotion entail for you?
Anyway, bye. He's gone.
I looked at my elves.
I've become
I'm
a...
A what?
Oh, like an actual, like, official, right. It's not like
Like an
stepping
actual-
up. It's like you become not an arcanist, arcanist.
Proper, yes.
That sounds interesting and
Yes,
quite
so
powerful.
I guess I should not stuff up.
Sounds like that might make you
Yeah.
stronger than a pinch on the bum and a word in someone's head.
I can do more than that, yes.
Apparently.
We should head
I'm
off.
kidding.
On that note, what is it exactly that you do, Kendra?
What do you mean?
I have yet to see you do anything.
We have yet to.
Let's start
need me to
making
do
our
it.
way in.
I
We've got a
guess
long
you'll
journey
see.
ahead of us.
saying you're useless?
Not sure. To be fair, so far as
I'm not saying you're useless, I just don't even know what you do. You haven't even told us. Apart from waving your hair around and getting frosted.
in their defense, all I've seen you do is get drunk and find grapes.
Do you want
Yes.
some grapes? Would you like deer? I can find you deer.
I've just eaten some bacon and eggies.
And the pastries.
and a cheese pastry, but maybe later, some deer for lunch.
That's my skill. I will
Well,
find a deer.
It's after
Maybe some
lunch.
deer for 11sies. I don't know.
I've
Actually,
already-
we can
I've
speak
Past
about
got
11s, you're looking at
second
1s or 2s.
You don't know about 11sies?
Let's hit. Let's
I've
go.
spent enough time with the halflings to know that their culture is saturated in foolishness.
Alright.
For
So-
the sake of brevity.
As you exit the guardhouse, you look up and you notice that sort of clouds have rolled in a bit. So there is a potential that it might rain, but it doesn't look like a storm. Just light rain.
The rain.
Does anyone have tents or
Out the rain.
Perfect for me.
should we consider getting tents and something to
Yes,
cover us from the
possibly,
elements?
You perhaps may need them.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Yeah, we
Let's
should
go
get
to the
some.
I'm not too
shops.
worried about rain.
You're not too worried about rain, are you?
Well,
I like it when other things get wet when I'm trying to fight them.
I
Oh, I bet you do, good sir.
don't like it when I get my hair wet, so you know.
This is what the hood's for. When the boys got on.
Anyway,
You said changing the subject. Alright, so where are you guys going? What do you want
Let's
to do?
go to the
We're
shoppies.
going to the lumber mill.
well,
You're going straight to the lumber mill?
No,
Yeah,
no.
Well,
yeah.
apparently we want
I-
some tents.
I need
Like,
tents.
2 days trip.
Is it
It's
like
2
rain?
days.
It's 2 days.
but then it's 2 days back as well.
Yes,
So
we should.
4
get-
days worth of tents.
No, you just need
it's more.
one.
It's more like
Are
you're
we all
shrugging
gonna
off.
squeeze into one tent?
Maybe get
Like,
like a
we're all-
couple of tents.
We're also not going to bother putting them back down. We're just going to leave.
Yeah.
4 days worth of tents.
And that way we can reuse them on the way back.
You're a smart man.
Alright.
Totally sure they'll be there.
So,
Yes.
Can we get a couple of tents?
there's a
Well,
couple of
yeah.
different general stores within Feldenbrook,
Mhm.
but probably the most
One that's on the way out, sort of thing.
one the way out.
Mhm.
So you're sort of in the trying to think of news. Never eat soggy wheat bix. East, that's the one. Yeah, it's Mike. He doesn't know that. So it's in the eastern part of town, the guardhouse. So if you were to travel sort of down this way towards the south, you would come across a very, very small general store. It's called Artisan Supplies. It's just very, very, very basic. So as you look around, it's quite well stocked. And you see a big, bulky human sort of standing there at his counter in his knee. He looks at you. Greetings, everyone. How are you?
Hi.
What are you doing?
Huh?
You're doing strange things with your mouth, elf.
It's none of your business.
Are you pretending that you're sucking sap?
I think I'm a fish.
Anyway, how can I help all of you?
We need some supplies. Maybe
well,
some
I have lots
tents and.
Tents? Oh, yes. Well, I've got quite the deal for you. What kind of tents are we looking for? I've got some good two-person tents.
Maybe 3 2-person tents.
3 two-person tents. Very good. Each two-person tent is about 2 gold pieces.
Fine, I pay for all of them.
Okay. He takes the 6 gold from you.
And then I guess we can find things to make fire. I guess.
I already have a tinderbox if we're looking to make fire.
And we'll probably need. I'm gonna get a couple of rations.
Do we not have
Disbelief in the...
Flame head to do that?
Yeah, well, we
That's
do.
the one thing I know
Everyone
you
can just
can't.
stand around
That's
me.
the one thing I know you can do is make fire.
I'm just gonna
Right.
get some nicer rations. Maybe.
Nicer
and
rations. He
Rations.
likes.
Beautiful rations that are nice and
He looks at you. What do you mean by beautiful rations?
nice tasting rations.
Did I not already
Right, this is
say-
my best. It's like dried fruit and jerky.
Did we not? Did I not say we didn't need?
Oh wait, there's tinned corn.
Tinned.
That's
Tin.
pretty high
Didn't
shelf
have
stuff right
the
there.
factory.
Did you ignore everything I
Factory
said?
grade. Now
Can you get
asbestos
tin
free.
corn in the woods?
I can get fresh anything in the woods. Why are you getting canned garbage?
He just looks. Excuse me. This is good stuff.
It's tinned.
Yeah, keeps it fresh.
Where was it tinned? In Walmart.
No, what do you think the academy's for? They've got people just casting magic on things to make cans.
It's just a sweatshop.
That's where the little kids were from.
Yes.
They work in the sweatshop.
Deduction power.
Alright.
Yeah, I take like 1 or 2 cans of corn. And
You can have your corn.
Do you deal in any sort of
You
apothecary
know what?
supplies?
You, I will not get anything for.
Health
okay.
potions.
And I'll also take the
Potions,
dried
unfortunately,
fruit
not
and
salt.
whatever else you said,
He
jerky.
can make potions. What are we doing?
Can you get jerky?
All it is a dried meat.
Well, we've got our
Okay,
tents,
but
shall we?
We'll take
Yes.
the meat dried.
Before it starts raining.
All right.
So,
Anyone who insults me by
do we
buying
add
this
the
will not be
tents to our
fed by my
inventory or
skills.
anything like that, or what?
I
Ooh,
want to try this deer talk.
what's
Do
that?
we add tents to our inventory, or we just assume we have them now?
You just assume.
Okay.
Now, if you want to add them, you can. You're more than welcome to.
How much
Right.
was it?
6
He
gold.
paid
The rations. Did you buy the rations?
We don't want to insult the friggin' Woody
No,
over here.
we
You're
won't.
like handing over that.
The
Never
survival. The survivalist.
Jeez,
Poor
Woody, you may as well buy them because you've already insulted me. So yeah, it's questionable whether you get anything now.
Don't be like that.
I will be how I am. It's a gamble. What you gonna do?
Alrighty. So, is there anything else you'd like to do in the town of Feldenbrook before
As
you
we
head
step out,
Stab some pricks.
I sort of mentioned that, like, do we want to just keep that down payment as a lump sum, or do we want to divide it evenly now, or just hold it and divide it evenly later?
Let's just wait for the whole thing.
Yeah, I think we'll just hold it for now.
So who's gonna hold all the
That
money?
was my next question.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just divide it so then at least
If
if
anyone's
one
strong,
person
hold-
gets
He's already
stabbed,
been robbed.
Yeah, I was just about to
let's
say.
not give it to him.
Oh, he's strong. He could probably hold a big sack
Who
coins.
notices things
I am
very
good at
easily?
holding sacks.
Okay, let's give it to him.
He does have a tendency to wander off though.
And he does like coin a lot. Probably
Let's
more than most.
split it right now.
You're
Let's
not
just
the kind of
split
person
it.
to-
I
to
think
take
at least
from-
then if it gets
compatriots.
stolen
You
from
wouldn't take-
anyone,
you wouldn't take from
then
anyone.
you know
At all.
at
You
least
wouldn't
then
steal.
that's that
Incorrect.
responsibility.
But you're not a thief.
I'll take from those undeserving of what they have.
But who decides whether they're...
Not me, obviously.
So I think
So
I
if you
think
want
we
to split
should
it
just-
6 ways, you're looking at about 33 gold pieces each.
Okay, well let's just split it all 6 ways, because then at least if anyone
I'll
gets
prefer
stolen
that.
off,
Let's give.
at least
him
then
Did you say 33 gold?
33
Let's-
gold pieces
he paid
each.
for the
One of you
tent,
will take
30
35.
each. Give him the
Huh?
extra 5.
So 33 gold each, except one of you will get 2 extra.
He can get 2 extra.
So you'd have 35, and the rest of you would have 33.
Done.
Doing.
I know these people.
All right. So,
because at least then
as I
if
said,
we
last
get
call.
stolen-
Anything left in Feldenbrook, dears?
Bring out your
I'm by the gate, waiting for everyone.
I'm fine. I'm happy.
Alright.
All right. So you begin.
Wait, do I have an ink bottle and an ink pen
Yes,
already?
you've got all that stuff.
Okay. Alright.
All right. So you guys begin to make your way out and head down south. All right. So at this point, you continue along probably about an hour, just making idle chat, and it's just farmland in the southern area, very verdant fields, and you notice that you see lots and lots of people out in the fields picking the fruits and crops that have been grown. It seems like
Is
once
this like
again,
on their own land sort of
yeah, on
thing?
their own land, like farms, different farmsteads. Abundance once again, and you just sort of see people in their own times saying little silent prayers as well of thanks to Josiah and
I'll look
Akon.
over at Marcus and I nod approvingly of the fact that they're paying reverence.
Mhm. Yeah, and you know, overall,
I kind of upturned it.
doing his fish faces.
And I'm also admiring nature. I'm not a survivalist, but I do love nature.
Cool. At this point as well, you're continuing along. About an hour passes and a light rain starts. It's just a shower, like a drizzle of rain. It's a bit chill, but it's nice and refreshing.
You out there? You out there, Fiery Girl?
I pulled my foot up as well. Just
You know, like a Charmander where your tail goes out, you're gonna like die? Okay, good. Just checking.
The hair goes out, she's dead.
I'm nice and warm.
Yeah. The water's evaporating before it hits you. Yeah.
Are you Hercules?
Are you like actually on fire? Like, is that
No,
how it
her
works?
hair isn't on fire. It's just like orange,
You've seen
Oh, yeah.
Hercules,
bright
right?
orange.
It just
Yeah.
She's a
When
carrot
Hades sits
top,
down to
but she's a
work.
carrot skin.
It's almost the illusion like it's got like fiery colours, but it's
But
not
it's-
actually fire.
Yeah.
So can you like flame on?
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty
It's a
much.
human torch.
Pretty bad, yeah.
Sort of like when she goes into a mode and prays, just turns fiery. All right, cool. Well, you don't know that yet, though.
I
do
don't.
you?
Sorry
You
for
metagamer,
metagaming.
stop it. All right.
Wait, I don't
It's my first day.
So,
It's all my first day.
an hour passes, 2 hour passes, 3 hours pass.
As soon
And
as
at
we're
this
like
point-
outside of like where there's general people, if
Yeah, I
we
was going to
start,
say. So about 3 hours now, you see that the farmland has stopped, and now you're starting to enter wilderness.
yeah, I
How's
Um,
the road? Has it gotten more coarse and
Yeah, so the
rubbish?
road's a bit more coarse, but like pretty much on the way, there are little boulders on the way that sort of mark the path.
yeah, so I pull out my daggers and I'm holding them in my hands,
Mm-hmm.
actively being cautious of
Roll perception.
anything around.
Yeah. I'm taking one. Whenever we're traveling, I'm always taking point.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Roll
that's what I was
perception
going
too
to
if you
say.
want.
I would probably be. Are you near the back barrack?
What'd you guys roll?
15.
I guess I could be. Yeah, I'll be
I'd
right
probably
there.
be by your side.
22.
22, cool. So you guys are watching. You're like a hawk. You're looking over all the different sort of horizon and stuff, looking for masses of people, but you don't see anything. As you continue along, you see a cart pulling cedar, like big logs. And you just see sort of a gentleman on the front of the cart riding
Coming
it,
towards us.
coming from the opposite direction.
Yeah. I stop him.
Okay, you
And-
sort of flag him
yeah,
down, you
flag
sort
him
of,
down.
and the horses just come to
Yeah.
a stop.
Did you just come from the lumber mill down that way? Yeah.
He
Down
points, yeah, I did. Why?
Yeah.
What's?
How's it going
this
down
was
there?
for
We've
Jack.
heard of
You're,
we've heard
you're
of
astute.
strange things. Strange
Ah.
things happening down there.
Yeah. Strange things indeed. Just attacks.
DM changes the name of the NPC to Jack.
Yeah.
Just for
Yeah. Strange things indeed,
Remember
but
there, Jack.
luckily no one's getting hurt, but the men are starting to get a little bit disheartened towards going to the tree line, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we've heard the attacks.
They don't want to get hit. One
How
man's...
is Yenman feeling about everything?
Yenman wants to push on, he doesn't care.
Okay.
He's really, really, really adamant that we continue to cut down the forest.
Are you losing many people?
We haven't lost any people at the moment, but one man might lose his arm from the wounds he's gotten from one of these bears.
We've been sent to investigate.
Oh, well, you better hurry then, because I just got a bad feeling. There's a guy at the camp called Desmond. He always seems the crazy guy.
Desmond, the moon bear.
Exactly what I thought.
And what's your name?
My name?
Jack.
Jack.
Ooh,
It's just like, I know.
Is this a prophecy?
It's not what?
Never mind, it does not concern me.
Very, very,
Never mind.
okay. Is he simple? Is he always this simple?
Sorry?
Huh?
Are you not a lumberjack? All you do is cut trees.
Oh, I cart trees, actually. I don't actually cut
so
them.
you're much simpler.
No, I'm...
Fascinating.
Right.
Spend your life cutting trees.
Who is Desmond? Sorry?
Desmond.
He's the town crazy
So you
or the
are-
camp crazy.
So you
guy.
are a simple jack.
Camp crazy.
Yes.
That's
That's
just
pretty much what he said.
He
Yeah,
sees
just
dark
like it.
omens and he keeps spouting that bad things are to come. He's always been
Sees
crazy.
dark
Though.
omens.
Very superstitious kind of folk. Wears lots of charms around his neck. He's got tattoos of Lumon all over him for protection and warding. Anyway, you know.
I mean,
works.
he's probably not wrong. Bad things are always coming, regardless.
You're a bright, cheery fella, aren't you? Anyway, I need to get this delivery.
Yes, of course. Of
So
course. Thank you
I'll
for
be
your
leaving.
time.
Thank you very much. Have
Be
a
safe.
pleasant day.
Goodbye, simple jack.
Goodbye, simple man. And he walks off.
He didn't not even recognise that I'm not even a man.
All right. So
Well, I
continue.
mean, you are a man, but you're.
No, I'm not.
You're
Yes,
a
but
male.
You are a man.
You're a male.
Yes. But
Yes.
I'm not a man.
That's what he was referring to.
But anything else.
But you have a penis.
Have you seen it?
I don't know, but I'm assuming.
I've
Do
just
you have
started
a
walking
penis?
up.
Kinder's just gone, she's like, fuck this.
But I'm not a man. I don't understand the.
Yeah, okay, I start walking off as well.
Man
Like,
can mean multiple things.
Like human.
And I just
No,
sort of,
like
I just
male.
sort of push
Male.
you forward to get you to
just
start
like
walking.
grabbing by the collar. Come on.
You can have this conversation while we're walking. As stupid as it is.
Okay.
It is not stupid. I wish to learn. Your mannerisms intrigue me.
See?
So, after about an hour or 2 hours or so, it's about dusk now. So it's starting, the sun's going down, but the rain has stopped and the clouds have sort of parted, so you sort of see a bit more of that sky. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to press on and continue into the night, or are you going to try and set up camp?
I think we should go a little bit
We've
further.
got tents, though. Let's set up. Let's find somewhere to set up.
We do want to.
So because this is quite a main,
Oh, yes,
like a road
suppose, I
used,
suppose.
there are like sort of made camp spots, like sort of cleared out of stuff with dirt on the ground rather than like bits of grass, but actually designated camping spots. And you can sort of see it like on the road. There's like boulders, and then there's like a space of boulders, which is sort of like a decent place to set up
I'm
camp.
just going to lean over to Lance and say, look, obviously these are designated spots. Do you suggest somewhere that you think might be more worthwhile or safer for us to set up camp?
Depends on what our goal is. Do we want to attract roving brigands, or shall we hide from them?
Well, I mean, I'm getting kind of
We
tired,
kind
but I
of
would
wanna
like a
attack
bit
them,
of
don't
a...
It's probably only about 6 o'clock.
Still tired.
You've been walking for maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, it's a long walk.
I mean, as long as we have a lookout, I think we can set up camp for the
But those
designated
who aren't
spot.
looking out aren't going to be prepared if there's a battle.
Especially those of us who must have done armour in order to be competent in the fight. I'm
Perhaps
looking-
we
I'm
find a
looking into
clearing nearby
That
then.
scale armour does not look like it is short to take off or short to take on.
I just leave it on
How do you sleep in it?
very uncomfortably.
Okay.
Sweet edge.
Does, out of character, does that give you trouble?
Yes.
Like, don't you get in trouble the next day?
So,
Yes.
So basically, the
Depends
way
on your
that rule
rules.
works is if you have a level of exhaustion, if you sleep with your armor on, you don't remove the exhaustion. So you have to take your armor off and long rest to get
Does
rid
it
of
give
the
you a
exhaustion.
thing of exhaustion if you sleep
No.
it on?
No. You still get your
Oh,
rest,
I-
albeit
I-
probably not a like deep,
I
comfortable
could-
one. But it rules-wise, it doesn't actually have any sort of.
Okay, so in that case,
I
in
could
character,
put
somewhere.
an alarm around us to maybe.
oh, you can do that.
Yes.
She
No.
does have her uses.
how large of a
She's magical.
order?
It'd be around us, our campsite, but
Is
it lasts for a long time, and it lets me know if anyone steps in.
Well, it takes a few minutes for us to put our to put the scale mail on. I think at least while we're travelling on the road, it might be wise for the two of us to leave our mail on while we're sleeping.
Always leave mine on.
How
So
much, how much
it's-
gets smelly?
No, I just go into the river or something with it sometimes.
Ah.
Clean it out.
Must get rusty.
Yes.
No, it's fish scale mail.
Okay.
It's up to you guys, but
I think the alarm is a good idea,
Yeah.
regardless.
It will at least allow us some
a
sort
little
of
bit
warning.
time. We
Is
won't
it
be surprised.
Is it a in your head thing?
It can be as loud as you want, or it can be
Sorry?
silent.
So you could wake us all
within-
up.
Within my headspace.
So you could wake us all up.
Yes.
Helpful.
Ooh. Okay, here we go. Yeah,
Or
it's exactly the same. The only other thing is you only regain a quarter of your hit dice.
So that's
half
if
as
you
half
use
as
them.
many. Yeah.
Yeah.
Half the amount of that you normally
But
would.
if you're good to go, nothing bad happens. It's a really shitty sleep.
Metagaming, but level 3, we don't have many hit dice anyway.
There you go.
um,
I think we should set up camp.
yeah.
Let's go.
Where do you think we should set up then? Do we want to?
Probably just at the normal campsites that they.
Yeah.
That
Well, as I was asking Lance, do we want to attract attention? Or do
If
we
you
want
want
to
to
completely avoid it?
take a normal campsite, because that's exactly where those orc
That's
bastards
exactly
are
why
gonna
I was asking you.
go. What do you want to do?
Do we? Well, do we want to? We do want to.
we do want to attack
Absolutely,
them,
I
and
do.
so then
From the
we can
bandits.
I would
find them.
like to send some more heads rolling.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
going to say that as Danitha said, we don't want to underestimate these very strong juggernauts pack.
But we do.
Well, I feel they shouldn't
We
underestimate
do want-
us.
But we don't know what to expect.
No, we don't. We can. There's a half orc there. They're going to have big weapons and they're going to have strong arms. That's what we can expect.
Very angry.
They're probably not going to be smart.
Yep.
They will be cunning and ruthless, so they're led by a half orc.
Cunning but not smart.
Not cunning, but not smart.
I think we should just stay at one of the campsites at least, and it might attract just the minor bandits that we need.
We're assuming there'll be bandits at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
We'll make camp in the normal.
point away. That one.
That big rock there.
Right.
Do it.
So-
camp.
You guys begin to set up camp. Everything happens. Olivera spends about 10 minutes carefully doing some sort of ritualistic thing. You just see her basically getting a finger and sort of tracing along the ground very slowly while muttering some incantation. You sort of see like this light blue sort of goes and then sort of fades out.
I really want to step on it, but I'm not going to.
Well, the alarm doesn't. Oh, I don't want to. I'll shut up.
Cool.
Um,
So
I'm-
as
I'm
you watch,
curious,
you
so
watch,
I'm
you
watching.
watch her at sort of like 20 foot by 20 foot
So
as she
if I
does
step
it
through
roughly.
that, will I ring
Like-
the alarm?
Yes.
Perimeter.
Please
So 20
do
foot by
not
20 foot, like
step
20 foot by
around
20
it.
foot square.
It's pretty decent.
That's pretty bad because I do need to get around and put them away.
But does an alarm? Can't you set
I
alarm
thought it did an
to
alarm
protect?
for us. I thought it did an alarm for us.
Wait, hold on.
I don't think
Sorry.
it alarms for us.
You can designate quickly.
Well, I can.
After a while, your campsite is about set up.
Maps!
I can
photo.
designate it so that everyone that's inside it won't like
Our
Pause it.
party
do so.
won't.
That looks sick.
it won't cause
Then do
it to
so.
go off.
Do
So
that.
if you need to go for a leap
Sleep right there.
and
I'll
you don't want to
probably
do it
do
near
that.
us, then you can do that.
Fantastic. Do that.
Right, so yeah, about 20 feet easily around that campsite.
Can you put me?
I'm gramming that right now.
Where do you want to be?
Do you want to? oh
just
no, it's not
near
the
far,
You
yeah.
go
actual
fine.
minis.
Yeah, so unfortunately, our minis didn't quite arrive because of a little bit of a post mishap. Thank you, Oz Post. But next week or next session, we should hopefully have our proper miniatures, which are amazing.
Or maybe this one if I edit it in and edit this out.
Post production power. All right.
We'll fix it in post.
Yes.
You'll.
So
Can't wait to get
You know what?
sponsored by all of us.
And Bailey, I want right now. I want you to bleep this out. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, it's funny because you didn't even say anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
Now
All
we're gonna
right.
have to
But
bleep
then I
that
don't
out
bleep
too.
it out.
You add a word. You add a word in.
Now we're just adding layers to this.
I'll just add audio jungle
Are
in
we
there or
supposed
something.
I want my face
Yes.
blurred. Damn it,
Just, no, just
blurred.
add
Anyway.
Samuel L. Jackson's mother
Can
from
we,
Sleepy McSleep sleep.
Can I keep going?
All right.
I'll say.
So by the time your camp is set up and the alarm is set, you notice that now the two moons are out above the sky. So the two moons known as Zel and Zaya,
4
basically.
hours.
One is with a sort of
Very specific.
green, and the other is a standard whitish moon.
Yes, well, Olivera and myself don't fully enter a conscious sleep like you may do.
I think you go for a conscious sleep right now. Yeah.
We sleep for less, and it's not a fully unconscious sleep. We remain somewhat aware of our surroundings.
Completely rested.
Yes.
So you two
But
can
we
take the watches then.
We do require the same amount of rest, just not the same amount of sleep.
So as the sort of wood is placed, you just watch Kindra come up and just, and sort of flame appears in her hand and just beautifully just sort of trickles into the fire and just a nice campfire is created.
Well done, Kindler.
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 All right. So what are you guys doing for the night? Roughly about 7, 8 p.m. So you're sort of in the middle of nowhere. You're the only ones here. Starry night.
Do we have something that we can? As you said earlier, we don't need rations. So, what about some sort of meal before?
I shall return post haste.
So since it's the 4th or 5th moon of the season, the
You
moons
want
are out
fire
in
at the
full
moment, or
light.
do you light a fire?
So for anyone, they will see, you'll see as
as
dim light. So anyone without dark vision will see it with dim light because the moons are fully bright. So that means anyone with dark vision will see perfectly normal. For you, Chef, you will just see perfectly normal
And
no matter what.
We also have a fire.
Yeah, of course. So you would see 20 feet radius bright light,
I'm staying there.
Yeah, and then basically anywhere else sort of on the landscape you would see is dim light.
Okay.
So disadvantage on perception checks for you guys, but then for anyone with dark vision, just normal perception
I'm
checks.
gonna go out and just do my thing and get the food.
Yeah, cool.
Get
so
some deer.
what are you looking for?
Whatever land produces, I'll find it.
Yeah, so is there any sort of animal you're looking for? You know basically that around here you'd be able to find deer, you'd be able to find
Deer.
other... Yeah, so sure enough,
Deer.
Give me some deer.
as you're looking around, you sort of find a little
Very
bit...
younger one.
Yep.
Tracking it.
Sure
Hunting
enough,
down.
no problems at all.
Your
You
eyes.
find tracks and stealthily follow it, and you come across sort of a small creek, and you see a family of deer there, and you see a fawn, and just carefully line up your shot.
Is there something more is there an adolescent?
An adolescent you're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably like a big family, so varying different sort of
No brain.
young ones. Yeah, just roll a, just for the sake of funsies.
Does it know on that?
No, so advantage.
Blam, blam, blam. 20 something.
Yeah, cool. So just a silent, easy kill with the most precision possible to make sure it doesn't feel it. It's a quick death, and
Took a lot
it
of
is.
damage.
Your arrow finds its mark, and you just see it fall, and the rest of them jump away.
Arrow hit so hard it had exploded.
Oof.
I go and pick up the body,
Yeah.
and I guess on the way I'll pick up like wild mushrooms.
Cool. So you just easily know different mushrooms.
Yeah.
You find ones that would make good for like stew and different flavors.
Yeah.
You also find a couple of herbs dotted around the way in the wilderness that you can find, and you just bring back. He brings back the goods.
Is there any
Some.
oregano?
There is. What's that?
Oregano.
Sorry, Jason. What's oregano?
I don't know.
Neither do I. But you do find some oregano.
Isn't that
Hey.
isn't that the senator from Star Wars?
All right. So about probably half an hour to an hour later, Lance comes back, and you see he's got just a big deer over his shoulders, and he's got like a satchel full of herbs and mushrooms.
I do not disappoint.
Indeed.
Didn't think you would.
Over you, little faith. I look at Alavara.
Aloe vera's like, no.
While it's cooking, none for you.
Yeah.
Well, should we cook it tonight or in the morning?
Well, skin it first.
Yes.
No problem at all. You get your dagger out and just
Yeah, I'm going to
easily done.
do whatever I need to do to put the meat works.
Huh?
Do whatever I need to do.
Yep, so you fill it and cut out some nice tender flanks. You cut it into chunks. You get like a broth going with just some water that you boil a bit of mushroom, a bit of herb, and sure enough, you've got a nice deer and mushroom stew.
A little bit
Did it
of
take
mushy
long
A
to
little bit of deer and mushy stew, oh yeah.
And I pull out of my satchel. Now, the key ingredient. I pull out
Love?
some potatoes.
Ooh, well, potatoes.
And I
Boil
put
them, mash them,
The
stick
key
them in the stew.
ingredient is love.
Alright. So you guys are sitting there, the six of you, strangers who are on a different journey, but in the same sort of task.
How
Silent
about
as
a game to get to know each other a little better?
So, but before that, we were making small talk before.
Never have I.
When you were
Yeah,
saying,
that's what I was thinking.
when you say to me, "Hey man," it's just a non-specific casual term.
Correct.
It's not a proper designation.
Yes.
Yes.
It's good to know this.
I think this is probably something that will only happen until we get to know each other better.
They even call me man.
It's true.
Ez, you are less of a man than me.
Exactly my point.
Yes.
But
That
also
could be
that
taken
could
as
be
an
an
insult.
Clearly, in the same vein, I am much less of a dragon than he. Would that not be a compliment?
To whom?
He is much more of a dragon than I am.
Less of a compliment, more of an observation.
Yes, just like man, not being a man is also an observation. But because it can be used in casual conversation, I will thank you for the enlightenment. Perhaps.
Now, you were talking about a game?
Yes, man. What shall we play?
So we ask a question, and depending on the answer, we take a drink, or maybe a bite of a mushroom, or what do we have on hand.
Yes, they're very good.
Okay.
He wants
Never
to
have I
stop.
ever.
Alright. Never have I ever in D&D.
I'm getting my deception rolls ready.
I pull
So
from behind my cloak a horn, a large horn. So that big.
Like
It's
a
got a stopper.
blowing horn.
No,
Drinking horn.
It's got a stopper on it.
how about we pass that around? That will work. If you're okay to
Is it-
share.
It's quite.
Is it more piss?
No, it's quite expensive.
He didn't drink any of that
What's
stuff.
an elven?
An elven whiskey?
A very
Yeah.
good elven.
So there's
whiskey, like just.
so probably the most prestigious sort of brewery for different alcoholic beverages
that
is
all
the
elven.
Lindathan
Gonna get drunk
Brewery.
again, aren't you?
I assume that that
This is
elves that
non-stop
make whiskey,
beer.
they base
That
it
being
on
said,
story.
she's like
Yeah.
like
So
not
Lindathan
recluse, but
Brewery
like, you
is like
haven't
quite
done
renowned
a lot
for.
of stuff. So
It's
you're
got like
just
whiskey. It's
like,
most renowned
Yeah,
for. It's like
oh,
beautiful
yeah.
with like spiced fruit sort of tint to it.
So is
Yeah.
it like whiskey or is it like more fruit?
It's a bit of a fruity spirit, but it still packs a punch.
Playing a stupid drinking game in D&D.
It's great.
What do you expect?
It's
Yeah.
great. I'm not saying anything bad about it.
I need to get my bourbon out.
Yeah. All right.
Make this real.
So.
Never have I ever slain a cockatrice.
I don't think anyone's gonna do
Doesn't
I
that
don't
mean you
understand.
drink?
I just wanted to like humble brag, like.
As you drink, I look around.
A cockatrice. What is?
Is
That a chicken?
are we supposed to drink if we have or if we haven't?
If we have,
Is it a chicken of some description?
you
A
have.
slaying chicken.
Yeah. We have
I
training
look
as a
straight
monk.
at him and I don't believe him at all. So
hats off to you.
confusedly like, surely not.
I'm so confused. As
We
to
train in all
cockatrice
different
is.
ways as monks.
What is a cockatrice? It sounds like the male chicken.
Explain the creature, and I'll see if he agrees.
Would I have cockatrice? I would have.
Roll
seen
history.
them
Roll
out.
history.
Excellent.
I've never even heard of them. Out
Yeah.
of character, I've never even heard of them.
If you run from them while they're trying to petrify scare you, you don't get petrified. Oh, no, that's
Mm.
no, never mind. That's Final Fantasy.
It's chicken. Cock.
What am I rolling? History.
Yeah.
12.
12. You give a very, very basic description of a cockatrice. It's like a big, scary ass looking bird
Do I
with
believe
2
that?
legs.
Isn't it time?
Up to you.
I thought they were biggerish.
Shiny.
Oh, well, they're tiny then.
Cockatrice.
See, I'm just making it. You say big.
So it's slightly wrong. I'm like, hey, it's close enough.
It was nighttime.
It sounds like a mutated chicken.
Pretty much.
My turn.
It doesn't sound so fierce.
Never have I ever. Never have I ever lain with another person of the opposite gender.
What does that mean?
Had sex.
With your own gender.
She's saying so in character, I think.
Have you lain with a female?
No.
He said the opposite.
Opposite gender.
Oh.
So
Opposite.
Have you lain with a male?
Have you lain with a man?
No.
everyone else screams.
I put my drink down.
You didn't take any.
No, he did.
No, I
No,
didn't.
you didn't.
No.
Are you wanting a bird?
Hold on. After I drank, say, what do you mean by that?
Just curious.
When I've lain with the opposite gender, what do you mean by that?
A woman.
Yes.
Someone that isn't you
No.
in the genital
I-
sense.
Please, have you?
I understand that, but by laying, what do you mean?
Like having sex.
Oh, then no, I should not have drunk. We have often lain in our conclaves together and gazed at the stars, side by
Ah.
side.
Sounds romantic.
It is.
What else do you do apart from lay down?
You do not know. We have shared history. How do you not know?
Well, I'm drunk right now.
One drink.
Are you? Alright, so
Continue into
game
the night.
continues
Oh
on
God.
into the night.
Oh god.
It's about 9. Basically, I want all of you to roll percentile dice.
I'm going to humble brag my life
What?
at this point.
I thought we were all.
You're playing Never Have I Ever, so we're going to see how much you guys actually drink.
87.
87, you are now poisoned. You are drunk.
55.
You're fine.
60.
You're fine.
Hang on.
42.
You're fine.
I'll just roll this twice.
Is that
40
10?
something.
40.
You're fine.
99.
You're drunk as fuck. You've done a lot of things.
Jeez.
You elves!
You've lived a
You
long
elves
time, so
interest me.
Yeah, I mean, that's surprising.
I'm surprised you haven't done it before you've lived so long.
All right.
I have only lived 10% of my
So
life.
while
I
you
have
guys
the
are
rest
talking,
to find and make.
Kindra,
Okay.
you hear a coming from the other side of the rocks, like something has snapped, like a twig or something underfoot.
Everyone,
What is it?
there's something.
Why?
I'm gonna make
Where?
a perception check. This is not.
No, you can't. Oh my god.
With disadvantage, you can.
No.
21.
So it's almost like you've just sort of been in a relaxed mode.
+7 to it.
You're in a relaxed mode, and then all of a sudden you just become astute and you look around, and sure enough, you see some shadowy figures in the trees just opposite the road.
I quietly summon.
Yeah.
Hey!
Lance.
What? There's someone there. Come out. I see.
You hear a voice from the other side of the boulders over to the south of you.
There with the shadow.
You're surrounded.
No,
little
I'm
ones.
not.
I pull out my sword and my flail just to
They
be
haven't
ready.
stepped
So at
on
this
it.
point,
Quite close to it.
you see a humanoid figure stand on top of the rock there, and then just put him away. You've got a lot of crossbows trained at you at the moment.
Oh, do I just?
Mm-hmm. You do.
Do I just?
And then, like, as he does that, he sort of clicks, and then you sort of hear, like, you hear about 9 come from around you.
I don't think he's bluffing.
Now,
We're not surprised, are we?
you are not surprised.
I
at the
think
moment.
I'm hearing double.
You magic people can do something.
Now, here's what's going to happen. You are going to part with your gold, and you are going to live to tell the tale.
Cast Shatter
On him.
in 60 feet radius, like wherever I think I know. where it
60
is.
feet
Range.
distance.
So
Distance.
just so you know, in game, they have readied their crossbows.
They have? Oh, okay.
So therefore, if you were to
Wait.
do
Yeah,
something
you have a
hostile,
lot
you've
quick.
got 9
Oh, okay.
crossbows coming
Alright,
your way.
yeah, yeah.
Especially because
How far away
it's
is
got
he
a
from me?
verbal. You have to like
He's on the
say.
board.
So he's on. He's see that big rock there. He's probably so. Here we go.
If anyone were to make an action, it's basically not really an action. Everyone just roll initiative.
So this dude
No one's going to be surprised.
is probably standing there. Okay.
When
We're missing a
we could
figure.
hear the crossbows,
Mm-hmm.
can I
So
see
yeah.
if
So
I could hear them all
you
around us, or is it a certain?
you can see that there's about 3 or 4 opposite the road trained
Yes.
towards you. You hear about 2 or 3 coming from the rocks behind where he is, and probably another 2 or 3 across the way.
Can we, this dude on the rock, can we tell race or anything, or is it
He's
too dark?
human.
Human?
Yeah, and you can see him because he's within sort of the campfire's
Yeah.
light. You can see this guy's scarred and he's got 2 blades. And you can tell that this guy sort of speaks for his motley crew. Now, we're not the bad kind that just kills, rapes, and takes... We merely just do this to get by. So, part with your gold, and we'll be on our way and leave you.
How about no?
I take a step backward.
How about
and I
half
say,
of our gold?
How much is half of your gold?
Like 10?
We have 10.
We're all very.
Roll deception.
We're all quite poor.
You don't really have. Do you have good stuff?
No, not at all.
No shit.
Can I help him? You think I'm drunk?
He's already rolled.
9.
9.
You've got +0.
I didn't know, but apparently I'm +0.
You're a griefer. You've got more money than that.
I lost it all. Some kids stole it back in
Felton.
Grandmother.
You're a griefer.
Hey, no, that was me that stole the money.
Oh.
As I said, part with your money peacefully, and we'll be on our way. No one needs to get hurt in this encounter.
I really don't want to give you my gold, man.
Roll for empathy.
I try to get
And
Chet's eyes. I might try to get his eyes.
As I'm preparing to take a step backwards,
He's watching you carefully.
Yeah.
Now, watch yourself, mate.
I'm putting away my stuff, by the way, and kind of like...
but I'm stepping away from him. I say, what you're doing is a mistake.
Look, we do what we can to survive.
And I say writ, and I step into a silvery mist, and Misty step behind him.
Okay, cool. At that moment, you see that they see magic, and you see, that's it, boys. And
I
with
die.
that,
I'm just
we're gonna end the session.
Aww.
Let's smack on 10:30.
Yeah.
Aww. I was getting ready to catch a projectile and throw it back
So
out.
we're all going to get hit with arrows.
You are all gonna get bolts at you now.
So we don't get to roll initiative.
Not until next session.
So we get hit, then we roll initiative.
So no,
No, we'll roll
that
initiative.
we'll do that next session.
Alright.
Aww.
All right.
Well, guys, I hope you liked the first episode of Natty 1.
I know that was a TPK right away.
There's a lot of bullcrap that happened.
That's the best part about D&D, though.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. So anyway, stay tuned. We're going to try and release a couple of different things throughout the week. Hopefully, we'll see how we go. So stay tuned, and hopefully this will drop in a fortnight. So thanks, guys. Love you.
Big thanks to
Hatchink.
Hatchink for the amazing backdrops. We'll have that one on the stand next time. And yeah.
Cool.
Sayonara. Goodbye.
We're going to get so screwed. 2 of us are poisons.
And go.
Wait, and cut.